Welcome to the MinnMax Show, a place about games, friends, and getting better. Today we are joined by the cohorts, Janet Garcia.
Hello.
Haley McLean.
Howdy.
Kyle Hilliard.
Hello.
And most especially, Leo Vader.
Wow, thank you so much.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Just
really.
be clear, if you're wondering, who is this person speaking? Ben Hansen is out this week. He's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'm filling in. I'm Kyle Bossman. Just happy to be here for 1 week. Just filling in. That's all.
Stepdad. Not the stepdad, but the dad who stepped up. We appreciate you.
Can I tell you a secret? And I shouldn't say this right in the first 30 seconds of this podcast. I was Hansen's third choice. He told me that.
Oh my God. Why would he tell you that?
Because here's what he did. He said, I talked to 2 other people and they both recommended you. And I said, Hansen, 2 people recommended me? He's like, well, no, 1 did, but the other would have been cool with it.
Would have been cool with it? Okay. Gosh,
but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be his third pick. That's a privilege. That's nice.
Is it nice to know the other options would approve of you?
Well, yeah.
They would have been okay with it,
Or one of them would be okay with me being here. Yeah. So today we're gonna be talking about a few games. We're gonna talk about Arc Raiders, Skin Deep, Puffies. We have a huge task of nailing down the top 5 Switch games of all time. That'll be really fun. And also we're gonna talk about who ended up pre-ordering a Switch 2 within the last 7 days, because there's a lot of questions about that, and everybody's story is unique, I guess, in terms of that. But before I get into like any of the stuff, I feel like we gotta there's like some textual housekeeping that has to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, this house is messy and we got to tidy it up. I got one thing I could do: toss it in the hamper. Because this week, if you support MinnMax at the $5 tier this week, get this. Ben's not even making me read this. I can't wait to say this. If you do this before May 5th, we will DM you a Patreon. We'll DM you on Patreon with a Steam code for Indica, which is that super cool Russian nuns weird game that came out last year that was in our best games of 2024 list. You get a code for Indica if you support us at the $5 tier or higher this coming week. We have 200 codes to give out. We'll let you know when we run out of codes on social media, so check Blue Sky, Discord, Instagram, Twitter to make sure that we have run out of codes. And this amazing deal for this cool nun game is for new or upgrading supporters only.
Yes, or returning supporters, of course. Yeah, Indica was my number 2 last year. I love that game.
I forgot that.
And
it's my number 8.
It's a game that sits on a lot of people's wish lists because it's only 4 hours long, and it's like, is it worth spending money on something that's only going to take 4 hours away from my life? And I think this is a great opportunity to get it.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't like MinnMax, it's worth it to get that game for $5.
Yeah.
Right.
That's nice.
Absolutely.
Why are you listening, person? Get out of here.
You not get hate listeners? That doesn't happen?
Oh, we get hate listeners.
We're kind of filtering it out, so
yeah,
we'll see them on Patreon. Thank you for your support.
All right, so I want to talk about it to everybody quickly, briefly. Obviously, we all had our own adventures getting a Switch 2 pre-order lockdown. Who had a nice experience?
I had a kind of nice experience.
Okay.
Not at first, but then later on it was nice. I tried to get a pre-order through GameStop. I'm in Canada also, by the way, so we were supposed to get them. We were supposed to get them, and then as I was talking about this on Bonus Pod with Sarah and Jeff, you guys threw a big American temper tantrum, and ours had to get delayed too. Thanks a lot, you guys. Jesus Christ. So anyways, ours got pushed back.
That was the first time hearing about it.
Yeah,
wild.
baby couldn't get their toy first, so they had to turn around and steal other baby's toy. Okay, America. So ours got pushed back. I waited in Best Buy's line, and then their website crashed. I panic refreshed, and then I did a little trick where I turned on and off my ad blocker, and it got me in to look, but at that point it was sold out. And then promptly my partner called me and said, I'm actually at a physical GameStop and they have them here. I'll get one. I said, oh, really? And he went, yeah. And then there was like 2 people in line, and he got one, and it was like noon, and there was still tons of pre-orders left for other people to get, and it wasn't even a hassle apparently.
So your experience was having your boyfriend go and take care of it for you?
Yeah, exactly. And is it a coincidence that my ex-boyfriend also got my pre-order for my Switch 1 back in the day in 2017? Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe.
Man,
showing a bit of a pattern. Yeah,
This current guy better look out.
Can't wait for Switch 3. Yeah, watch out.
Line up, folks.
Does that mean you're going to pick it up? You're going to pick it up on launch day?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick
That's
it up.
fun. I like that. That's
Nice.
actually more fun than getting it in the mail.
I would like to do that. Right. I have mine. Mine is coming in the mail, presumably the day of. And I'm trying to remember the last time I went and like picked a launch system up in the store. I have a very vivid memory of the 360, but I don't know. I guess. And Wii was after that, right? Yeah, Wii.
Yeah.
But I do remember picking up a Wii U, actually, day one. I remember picking that up at midnight. But other than
I
that,
feel the
Let's
same,
go.
right?
yeah.
My partner did say to me when picking it up, he got it, he came back. I go, oh, we get to go get it physical. He goes, yeah, but it's stunk in there.
Ah!
So cool. That's something to look forward to. I guess stinky midnight launch.
Cool.
Yum.
Yeah.
I think I'm the
Yum.
only
GameStop.
person at the outlet who didn't try to get one. And
Did you not try?
I was intending to, and then I forgot about it. And I had a nice little night, so that was a nice experience. And then I woke up the next day and saw all my friends saying that was the worst night of my life.
What is a nice little night?
You know, played a game, watched a movie.
You didn't
I'm
panic
just- here's the
yourself?
thing.
Nothing else?
I'm guessing you didn't check your phone at any point, right? Like you guys, it was just a phone down night.
That's when I have a night set aside for myself. I throw the phone in the other room and I say, "Baby,
That's nice.
Wow.
you need to talk to
Yeah.
me. Talk to me in person." Baby is my.
Cool.
I call my partner that. I'm not a baby. I'm taking care of. Obviously, I would make sure they could call me at any point.
It's important.
Yeah.
My experience, I feel like was pretty typical. Like it was just a disaster. I was trying to do Target because like I have the Target card, so I get like a little 5% off or whatever. But the app just was like a disaster. It just stopped working. It kept forgetting all our information. Like my wife and I were both. She was using the app. I was using the browser. We're swapping back and forth. And then I was in line at Walmart, but it didn't explain what that meant. So I just like kept the browser window open and hoped for the best. But it did come through eventually. So I did get a Walmart order in, and I have been checking pretty consistently, and the order still exists. And they took the money out of my account like right away, which I thought was odd because I thought they weren't supposed to until the day of. But
Yeah.
then today we were doing like our finance stuff, and when I say we, I mean my wife was because she does all that, and she was like, "That money's like back. The hold is gone." But I checked, and my reservation is still there. So I think I have one, at least
Oh,
one.
no.
It's
We'll
anyone's
see.
game at this point.
I know.
Did they keep like a portion of it? You know, like just a hundo?
No, it was weird. It was like
Uh-oh.
they took it and then gave it back, but the reservation is still there. I got one of each with the intention of maybe canceling one if I feel confident that they're both gonna, you know, if I know at least one is gonna come, I'll probably cancel the other one. But yeah, so I'm worried, guys. I'm still.
Did your wife
anxious.
care like you did?
No, weirdly, but she loves video games too. But there's just nothing at launch that she wants. Like she doesn't want to play Mario Kart.
Why on earth would that be a factor?
Yeah, it's a good point, Leo. It's a great point.
There's so many games to play at launch, as we discussed when we talked about the Switch too. You know.
Although she will, I think Fantasy Life is going to be out around then, and that's like one of her favorite games ever. So I think the sort of appeal of being able to play that game on a Switch 2 might put her over the edge, I guess. But no, she was very much like, no, let's just get one. My daughter also doesn't care. My 13-year-old daughter. I was like, I'll get you one. That's how much I love you. And she's like, nah, I'm good. Is there a new Animal Crossing? Nah, I'm good.
Nintendo is losing the children. Oh no!
I mean, they truly are. I mean, the kids don't care.
The kids don't care. Do they see the Mario movie? No. Anyway,
Did
okay,
you see the mouse functionality?
Their parents dragged them to the Mario movie, and she was like, "Dad, you seem to really enjoy that, so I'm glad we went."
that's really funny.
That hurts, bro. That's crazy.
Brutal.
It's a little too
yeah,
dumb for
she-
children, but as long as adults like it, I think that's good.
So
It's good.
condescending.
She hit you with that. I'm glad it exists. Like, oh, you hate to hear it. I had a similar trajectory. We were locked in on Best Buy or Walmart. I really wanted Best Buy to come through. It didn't. It was broken. It was super broken the whole night. I felt like a clown sitting on my Best Buy tab, pretending like they were ever going to open the doors. But my fiance got the bundle, the Mario Kart bundle, and then the single on Walmart. We also were kind of like, is this going to stick? And also, are they going to get delayed? Like, we heard from a lot of people, like friends and just people online, that their order like maybe got delayed or it got canceled. So I didn't really trust that. So we went to GameStop the next day and just did it in person, like the OG queue, getting in line outside the door of a retailer.
Wow.
And yeah, it worked fine. I mean, we were there for a really long time, a little unnecessarily long. We definitely came like earlier than we need to. I think we got there at like 8:47 a.m.
Ooh,
and for an 11 a.m. store open, and I think we were like 29th and 30th in line for about off the top of my head, I would say for about 50, maybe like 80 Switches total, split between the Mario Kart bundle and the single. So we were very comfortably there.
How was the smell?
Yeah, it was fine, but admittedly, I am kind of hard of smelling. So, were you guys inside?
Hard of smelling?
GameStop? Yeah, I'm a little hard of smelling. Like I feel like I don't. Yeah, you know,
it's a real the term.
It's a real situation. But no, I don't think it smelled because I know my fiance would have been like, "It's just me, or did it smell in here?" No, it was regular. I'm up in LA, in the Valley location, so it was like an outdoor plaza that we waited out in. Yeah.
Everyone in LA probably smells good too, right? That's just a
fancy one, yeah.
We smell good and we sleep in. That's why our GameStop opens at 11 and not like 9 or 8. Like every retailer opens ungodly late in LA, because everyone's like, we're kind of all collectively a little sleepy. Yeah, and that went fine. It was a big time sink, but I brought some consoles. I had my GBA, I had my PSP, I had my phone.
You took the Pew Pew Bang meeting while in line too.
Yeah, I took the Pew Pew Bang meeting. Yeah, I pulled up to a nearby coffee shop and just took the meeting there. It flew by. It did take a while once doors opened to get the pre-order, just because there's a lot of the, okay, well, do you want this, that, and the third? Do you want, an extra, like, did anyone ever get insurance on those discs? I've never heard of anyone snapping a disc in half or a cartridge in half, but, stuff like that kind of slowed things down. But about an hour after open, went in there, got it. Midnight release. I'm going to go pick it up in person. I love a midnight release. It's part of why I wanted either GameStop or Best Buy, because they were both offering in-person releases at the time. And it's midnight East Coast. So it's 9 p.m. for me.
Oh, no. That's awesome.
So I'm going to be like out there, streaming comfortably, still able to go to sleep that night.
Wow.
Seeing how long it takes to download with the servers crashing. I cannot wait. I genuinely love a midnight release. I think it's really just fun to just be around and have a little bit of excitement and, maybe chit chat people online. Maybe don't. It's chill. It's casual. I really like doing that. I did that for picking up Tears of the Kingdom. I did it when I got my Switch 1 with Breath of the Wild. I think it's a fun experience. And also, I don't want to stare out my window all day, making sure no one robs me when they ship it. So instead, it's like, can I make it to the car without anyone robbing me? I like those odds, and I think I'm going to be okay.
Mine was pretty easy. I think I got pretty lucky. It took 18 minutes. It was like 12:18 when I got from Walmart. But I guess the weird thing
East Coast, right?
Yeah, okay. East Coast here. I guess what was weird to me is like how much I truly cared and the anxiety I actually felt versus how I thought I would feel, which is I'm cool, baby. But then I was actually deeply nervous I wouldn't get one.
I'm so embarrassed. I was the same way. I felt embarrassed that night where I was like, why is this making me feel like this?
It was nice to feel something though. It was.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
The feeling was negative, but it's did anyone else we all kind of came together and had a shared negative experience, and that was special. Being in there the MinnMax Discord and being like, what's happening? Wario 64 just posted. Again, this is nerdy, dorky stuff, but that's what the hobby is. So I had toxic fun with it. As much as I wish that they had a better system, and we're still waiting for Nintendo to send out those emails on whether or not fans can, if you did that route. But I did hear that might be delayed till after launch, which is unfortunate.
Why would they do that after launch? It defeats the whole purpose.
I think it's retailer relationships, honestly. I think if they had done it first, I think every retailer would have been furious with them, honestly.
God forbid the true fans get something first.
Right.
And then also we got some audio messages from other cohorts who did or did not lock down some Switch 2s. Let's hear from them.
Hey, this is Sarah. I got a Switch 2. I got it from Walmart. I got in line 3 minutes before the drop. And then it told me that I was just waiting for 20 minutes. But actually, I think I only waited 10 minutes. And then I got the Switch. So I feel like overall, it wasn't too bad. I never got Target or Best Buy to work for me. But Walmart had my back. So that was interesting. They did flag my card for fraud. Because apparently I don't strike Chase Bank as a Walmart shopper. So that was a little scary. But we got that figured out. And now I have a Switch 2. And also 3 Labubus. Goodbye.
Her water bottle clink.
The water bottle sound really, really.
Right, I missed the end. She said, "I got a Switch 2 and also what?"
3
Labubu's, Kyle. Don't worry about it.
This
Yeah,
week's
listen to PB Bang.
this week's bonus pod as well. Sarah talks about her Labubus, and her and Jeffem and Haley here give more of their Switch 2 pre-order experiences and talk about Oblivion Remaster. So big plug for bonus pod.
Yes.
What's a Labubu?
If you
gotta
have
listen to
ask,
find
you
out.
can't. I can't.
$5 tier and above, man.
Who did Ben
Kyle, did you
hire? He
prepare
doesn't know
to
who
host this
Labubu is?
podcast at all.
I tried to
Exactly.
prep. I tried. Okay. Who else do we have a message from?
Which one?
my-
Which one is Zelda? You know, it's like what's going on there?
By the way, I was also in the Best Buy line. Like, I had the Walmart ones locked in, and I was like, let me stay in the Best Buy line in case I get the email that says my pre-order was canceled or whatever. And I just had the browser open for like 40 minutes, and then it just like refreshed at some point and was like, actually, you're good. Like, you don't want this thing, right? And I was like, what the hell? Okay, fine. Been here for almost an hour, but it's cool.
Next up is a special friend you might recognize.
Hey, this is Jeff Marchiafava. I did get a Switch 2. It took probably an hour and a half. I tried Target first, which was a total nightmare. And Best Buy, it didn't seem like they started taking pre-orders until half an hour after they said they would because they're dirty liars. But eventually I got in line there and waited for a very long time while I played Oblivion. And at 12:26, according to the receipt that I got through and they let me actually buy one. And they said they're going to send it to me. They took my money, so I hope they send one. But all in all, total disaster as I was expecting. But I got one, so I guess I can't complain too much.
For me to just plug bonus pod really quick again, Lynn, Leo, you know this. Jeffem told his story about how to get the Switch 2. It is much longer, and it's the most swears in a bonus pod up to today's date.
That's crazy because he sounded so calm in that message.
No, he was riled up.
He got it all out.
That's wild. That's wild.
There's a wistfulness to these messages, like hearing our
Oh my
friends
God, I'm
when they're not
loving
here.
them.
What is the
Yeah,
energy? I really like it though.
We should do this more often.
Yeah.
Last up is Ben, all the way from Brazil.
Wow.
I was there on Switch 2 pre-order night in the MinnMax Discord, along with Janet and Kelsey, and Sarah was in there, and everyone was refreshing like crazy. I had all the sites open. I tried making accounts in every site, had my card info ready to go, and it was Target that came through because like it said sold out immediately, and it was a real bummer. And then I refreshed it a couple more times, and it said in stock. Click through, got it. But I was in such a panic, and I was so worried about them yanking this Switch 2 out of my cart like a monster that once I had it in my cart, I'm like, go, 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 go. And so then locked in the pre-order, good to go. But then I realized that I didn't adjust the shipping date. So it's technically not going to ship until like maybe June 11th at the latest. And it is too late to go back and change it at that point when I realized that. And so in my rush, I might be getting a little bit late. But hopefully we can still do a live stream on launch day with somebody else in Minneapolis who managed to lock one down. And then like days later, I was able to get accessories, and that was a piece of cake as well, I think through Target, for that whole thing for the camera and for the Switch Pro controller. But shout out to the MinnMax Discord for making that whole thing possible.
He's going to bum Sarah's, and it's going to piss her off. He's going to want to use hers.
Yeah.
You know, when Switch 1 came out, this is a weird memory. We were doing like a video at Game Informer, and as a bit, Ben like pretended to get mad and grabbed one of my Joy-Cons and like threw it across the set. And I was like, this is like my brand new Switch. I was like, what the hell are you doing? And afterward, he was like, yeah, I don't know what came over me, man. I'm sorry about that.
You know what's crazy though is like that sticks to you. You know what I mean? You obviously you love this man. You'd forgive him for anything, but you're always going to remember what he did to that brand new
draw
Joy-Con.
lines here, like you know.
He
Not
seems
anything.
nice, you know? Yeah.
For listeners, you should know that was a video that Ben Hansen sent in, and he shot it all from like a above perspective, like the Instagram angle. It had like rock energy. You know what I mean? It felt like The Rock was making a voice message for me.
It was giving Cameo a little bit.
Oh, Ben would muck up Cameo. He'd be so good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'd
Wait,
get
muck up
any
is a
with
bad thing.
customers. No, muck up in my mind is he'd muck it up. He'd be so good at it. I never know.
It's
Muck was
he'd like
like,
disrupt the whole concept.
Exactly.
With how good it was.
Like Nikki Blonsky. She's mucking up Cameo right now too.
Yeah, Muck is definitely bad based on this quick Google. So,
Oh God. Well, I'm ahead of trends.
Did anyone like pre-order any accessories or anything? Because I really feel
Yeah.
like that's like not a problem. Like that'll be a fun thing to go into the store and get.
No, I started going feral when I got to the front of that GameStop line. I said, give me the Pro controller. What do you got for the cards? How much memory does it have? You don't remember? Give me one of the memory cards. Give me Donkey Kong Bonanza. And the only thing I forgot was a case. I ordered that after the fact third party because I want to bring mine to SGF and I don't want it to get like ruined. So I need some type of case, and that'll get to me like halfway through May. So we'll see.
I got the Pro controller. Well, my partner did because I use him for things. So he got the Pro controller, and I'll get to use it. I was thinking about getting the camera though, just because I'm sure we'll do some kind of MinnMax thing where we'll all be on camera and we'll be like, oh, I like that one new show plus or something like that.
I know.
So,
I was going to do that too. But to be honest, the reason, because I'm like, I'll just get it for content because I'm sure we'll use it one day. But when they like raised those prices by like $5, I was like, too high for me. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait until we need it and then I'll get it later. Because I know I'm only going to use it for like those 2 seconds, a little bit of content. So I'm like, you took it $5 too far. I can't do this.
Those 2 seconds.
I can't do this. My frontal lobe developed while you raised the $5.
And it is not compatible with other USB cameras, right? They made that.
USB-C you're compatible with. As long as you have USB-C, you're good.
Okay, so I could use like maybe a webcam in theory, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
But will it sit
Where's
so
the
nicely?
No, I mean, I'm also like part of the problem, and I do want like the Nintendo one,
Well, also,
which is dumb.
Haley, did you get the
I
Piranha
recognize.
Plant one or the regular one?
I haven't even got the camera yet, but I'm the monsters in me want to get the camera for that one new show plus we do, and then I'll never use it again.
But are you gonna get the plant or like the regular one?
I think I'll get the regular one because I know I'm gonna chuck it in a drawer after the one time I use it.
I think the plant
like,
is lower resolution as well. I think it's a weaker
That's
camera.
ridiculous.
I could be wrong about that.
Why would it be worse? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe I'm
Fit
making
all
that
the
up.
plant around.
You know
it.
what?
That obviously takes up the camera.
Actually, hold on.
capability.
I'm sorry. I forgot. This is a Nintendo peripheral camera. It makes sense that it's worse. Never mind.
I do want to at least check that because maybe I could be making something up.
Chad is saying Granite Plant 1 is only 480p.
And the official is
says.
1080. Yeah.
1080 to 480.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh
Why
my
is the
god!
gap so big?
Not even
I had no
720?
idea. I had no idea that they were different. And like, why would I ever?
Why
I wouldn't
would
even
you
think to ask.
assume that? Yeah.
I wouldn't even think to
Yeah,
ask.
you would have
that they're
480 is
different.
like nobody makes a 480 camera today. That is actually insane.
Yeah.
It's actually it's giving retro. It's nostalgic actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Before we move on, Leo, are you okay though? Because here's the thing, I feel like we all bragged about the Switch 2s that we got locked in. Are you feeling like okay, or are you like feeling left out?
I'm feeling pretty okay, to be honest. I'm excited for. I totally get the like being a part of something, and something like a console launch. You only get so many of those, and that sounds like a fun experience to be a part of for sure. But as far as like putting in any effort to get a Switch 2, that sounds kind of insane to me. Right, me.
Sure. Yeah. I think it's a well-adjusted perspective, quite frankly.
Thank you.
What is the game that's going to be $10? That's what's it called?
Welcome Tour.
Welcome Tour.
Welcome Tour.
There's not going to be like a
Depends
physical
on the
version
year.
of that, right? That would be ridiculous.
Download only.
Okay, because I was going to say a good new show plus show, Leo, would be like you who did not get a Switch 2, went to a store and bought just that game, and that was your like Switch 2 engagement is you bought that game.
You should also just ask over and over, will this work on the Switch 1? And then the guy will say no, and you'll say, okay, it'll work on my Switch 1. Just do that over and over.
And be on the phone the whole time, yeah.
Yeah.
Before the Switch 2 launches, you know what I mean? Like we got to talk. We have to finish this off. He said like you need to do this before the Switch 2 launches. We need to determine what the best top 5 Switch games are. We're gonna do that today within an hour. It shouldn't take that long, right? We got this.
Easy.
How this is gonna work is envision the top 5 Switch games as a club, and everyone here on this podcast as a bouncer. Okay, we're gonna decide who gets into the club. So for that to happen, you just got to propose. Anybody here can propose a game at any time. And all it takes is 3 out of 5 votes for that game to get into the club. Easy, right? This should take a short amount of time. However, any game can also be kicked out of the club. Anybody at any moment can propose to kick a game out of the top 5, and it only takes 3 out of 5 votes to kick it out. Meaning you only have to persuade one person, really, to get a game out of the top 5 to make room for one that you want in. Simple, right?
I have a question.
However, there is one more rule. I'm handing each of you a toxic poison-laced shuriken. And at any point, you can throw that shuriken onto a game that is
Wii
in
U
the top
style, right?
5.
You hold the gamepad, right?
Yeah,
you remember
yeah.
this game, right? Yeah.
But you only get one. It's just a one and done. You throw it at any game in the top 5, it's gone. It's out of the conversation. It won't be in the top 5.
So that's foolish.
I still have a
I'm
question.
loving that.
Yeah, please.
But I just have the one, I think.
Okay.
If a game gets into the club and then gets kicked out of the club, can it come back again? Like wearing a
question. It
mustache?
can.
Or is it just
Yes.
like, okay.
A game can come back as many times as you want to keep proposing it, as long as
so
it has
someone
not
shoots it
been
in the
killed
neck.
by a shuriken.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
Oh,
Mhm.
it's shuriken. Okay.
Right, because the
Yeah,
poison.
okay.
Do
Yeah.
they need to be true Switch exclusives, or are we sort of like opening the net?
The door is wide open.
Okay. All right.
So there's someone in front of the door. Is that yeah, Haley, exactly.
Let me kick this off. Let me just see. Let me test the waters here.
Okay.
For Tears of the Kingdom, can I get 3 votes for Tears of the Kingdom in top 5 Switch games?
I'm
As the
putting that
best
in.
Zelda game, as an improvement on Breath of the
know what?
Wild. Yeah.
I'll put it in. I'll vote on that because it is better than Breath of the Wild, and I don't think we talk about that enough because it's like,
Wow.
oh well, remember when I was younger? It's over. You know, like it's over.
Well, I'm gonna walk up behind Kyle as Breath of the Wild and see if that can get in at the exact same time as Tears
Yes.
of the Kingdom.
I mean, frankly, if we're
Yes.
gonna take votes, I'm gonna vote for both of those.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Like, so I'll
We can
put
start
it
with
for Tears of
both.
the Kingdom. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's because I would
Oh, look
absolutely
at that.
put
Man, it's ready.
Nice.
Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
in my top 5 as well. So right now we have Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild in the club.
Sprinted into the club.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was easy.
I mean, come on, at least
Mario
one
Odyssey.
of those like, living in the club. Yeah. Of
I
course.
let Mario Odyssey in to the club.
How are we voting? Do we just hands up, or just we say?
I
how we
heard
feel?
We just,
free, you know
I
what
think
I
we
mean?
shout
Like
it as long as possible. I
If
don't
it
have
comes
that
down to
physical for
like
some
a
reason.
close one, yeah. But it sounds like Odyssey's in, even with whatever Leo says, it's in.
Leo's
Whatever I
grimacing.
say.
Someone stole my copy
Yeah.
of Mario Odyssey.
No, that's not true because he has a shuriken.
Oh no!
No way.
No, we
If you use this
agreed.
on Odyssey, that's
We
so
agreed.
weird.
None of this. We agreed.
It's just showing it off
Wii
right now.
U
I think about
gamepad.
it.
Come on.
I really did not
Well,
like Odyssey.
What? That
Wow.
game
Because
is
there's
joy.
Is it because there's too many moons and some of them are not that interesting to get? Is that why, or is it a different reason?
Stop
Pretty
doing
much.
ammo, Janet.
I found most of them
No.
not interesting to get. A lot of ground pounding the ground and getting a moon and waiting for the cutscene to be over. And I also was excited about the Cappy transformations, and then it was kind of you do one thing by pressing one button and then you're done.
But everything you do is always so satisfying. You could be a zipper, you could be a frog, you could be a bird that pecks its nose and sticks its nose in again.
That's what I
It's
think.
like
That
Astrobot
bird
before
actually has like
Astrobot.
4 different functions.
Yeah.
It could be the letter
Also, there's
M.
a food. There's a town that's
letter
just
M.
food. You can fight in a bowl of soup. I don't think we can discount that.
To be fair, Leo,
Pauline-
I know, Leo, that you know every transformation in Super Mario Odyssey. I know you're intimately familiar with every single one.
We really
maybe
could just
in
start
a
naming
song
things.
list.
I famously
You
wrapped
fly.
them all.
Yeah, that's right.
Nintendo
Wrap
since
down.
Odyssey, Nintendo has brought back Pauline in a big way, which is one of the best things Nintendo's ever done, and that is credited to Odyssey. She is giving C-word in every game she's in since she's come back. We need her back, and that's all Odyssey. You're gonna discredit
So
her.
when he was 3D and then he went 2D, I feel like that was
insane.
that felt pretty sweet. And then when he did it
I'm
again
new
with the
to-
fireworks, ooh,
Yeah, that made me cry.
a lot of people cried. I didn't cry.
Yeah,
but
legit.
I've
I got
heard
tears of
other
joy
people
streaming
did.
down my face. However, like it doesn't protect it from the shuriken. If he wants to toss that
Yeah.
thing, he
My
absolutely
God.
can.
I just don't think there's going to be a game I'm going to want to shuriken more.
What?
I mean, this is
Well,
your
legit-
shuriken. You can
Wait,
do what
we
you
only
want
have
with
3
it.
games in. You might want
I
to wait
know.
and see
I'm
what else
happy
we
to
get in
wait,
there.
but yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
I wanna
at
see what
any
makes
it more
point you can throw
exciting.
that.
I want to see what it looks like to something get bound. So I'm walking up to the
Oh.
club and I'm CD Projekt Red's anything by CD Projekt Red, to be honest, running on the Nintendo
You have to name
Switch.
something.
I know, it didn't matter what he said.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I say.
Gwent?
There's a
Did
Switch
Gwent
port of
come out
Witcher.
for Switch?
Yeah, the Switcher. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
you
Witcher
know
3 is.
Gwent.
I don't know if Gwent is.
I'm not voting for that.
I'm not
movie.
voting for Witcher 3.
Yeah.
It gets bounced. I just wanted to see that happen. To know
The
that we're
worst
capable.
version of a good game.
Yeah.
I'm putting out Metroid Dread.
I'll vote for Dread.
I will not
I
vote for
love
Dread.
Dread.
I'm not voting
I
for
think
Dread.
that was on my list
What?
that I had.
So it's up to Leo.
Has anyone considered getting good? Leo, can answer that. I'm a nice person.
How dare you?
It has a nice steelbook.
You have a nice steel book.
Leo-
I don't have that.
Leo, do you support women? Because Metroid Dread stars
pull the
a
feminist
famed
card.
female protagonist.
I'm also a woman, and I say that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm a woman of color, so it supersedes it.
Damn it!
Haley is Canadian, though. I don't know if that counts for her.
That is not equatable.
No,
That's not
nothing.
anything. That makes it actually worse. A woman of color living under the tyranny of the United States. Will you vote for my game, Leo?
Oh, Leo. Glad I'm not Leo right
If I
now.
put it closer to the camera,
Janet, you know I'm sitting down and I'm listening. But what is can you talk a little more about why you want it on there? I never played it.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah,
you gotta
I think-
court him. I like this.
Oh,
think
Leo,
Metroid Dread-
Google Samus's final transformation.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll help or hurt, but I don't know.
It's weird.
just a,
Spoiler, now he'll never play
it's a little
it.
provocative.
Leo's
Oh,
not going to
there
play Metroid Dread.
True. And I do remember it,
Not with that
actually. It
attitude.
is that weird that I remember us just talking about it.
Yeah, but Metroid Dread, it is a really fantastic Metroidvania. Metroid, of course, being the Metroid part of the word Metroidvania. But I think it did a great job of blending sort of interesting exploration with actually compelling combat. I think sometimes when it comes to Metroidvanias, they're a little bit more on the exploratory and less on the excitement of the moment-to-moment action. I think Dread has that. I think it also introduces some really fun stuff with the stealth mechanics and really driving home the motif of the game. I think especially when you have a storied franchise, which Nintendo is full of them, it's easy to get stagnant. And I think Metroid is one of the most formulaic franchises they have, and yet they made it fresh with the enemies that you have to run away from. And you really genuinely felt the dread that the title implies. It's also one of the most beautiful looking games on Switch. I know haters will say that's not saying a lot because the Switch, she looking a little nostalgic, but yeah, but I do think it's a fabulous looking game. And it's really challenging in compelling ways. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic game. I have very few notes on this game. I do think the final boss is too hard, and I don't like that you fight like 3 of the identical mini bosses. I thought that was kind of cheap. But outside of that, you do have a lot of great callbacks to iconic enemies, and the boss battles really had like a grandiosity and an intrigue that I think is hard to accomplish in any game. Bosses tend to be kind of like the standardized testing of video game mechanics, in my opinion. I thought this had some really creative takes on, more than just shoot the glowy bit. Sure, it's a little shoot the glowy bit, but it also had a lot of great cinematics too, and like the quick time events that felt very cool. The story is also buck wild in this, which I thought was fun.
Speaking my
I
language.
think it's my favorite Metroid, honestly. If I'm being...
I just
I'm
don't like
thinking about it.
Metroidvanias. I just have zero fun when I play them.
Leo,
Also, I
make
only
the
got
call.
lost once. Only once.
You gotta make the call.
I'll allow it.
Oh, it's in! Metroid Dread is in. Honestly, I think that you only got lost once is a detriment to that game. I thought it was kind of like, it was a railroad kind of Metroidvania.
Well,
No comment from Janet
Okay.
on that point.
I think when you get lost a lot, I feel like it speaks to like unintuitive design. I think
Sure.
you want to feel like you're about to get lost in a Metroidvania, but you don't want to actually be getting lost, in my opinion. It could just be, we are different people just by being on the same podcast. So it could just
I
be
know,
two different opinions.
I'm this close to throwing my shuriken at that game. I'm thinking about how
But-
railroady it was.
But by the end, I don't know. We could.
I'm thinking
we could
about
fuse into one.
Ravenbeak.
Metroid Fusion. My favorite Metroid game. She looks kind of like that on this cover, which is another reason I like this game. Anyway,
Leo, I think you're the only one who hasn't proposed a game yet.
Mine is third party, so we'll see how it does. Did anybody else play Into the Breach on Switch?
No, I didn't
I gotta
play the
like Google what that even is. Is that the robot shoving game?
Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, I will never vote for this.
Respect.
why?
It's an isometric turn-based strategy game.
Which is not even historically my thing, but it is one of the best games of all time. It's just one of those absolutely perfect games, and the Switch was the perfect place to play it, at least before the advent of the Steam Deck. It being lower fidelity, so you weren't hurting for performance at all in the way you sometimes are in Switch versions of games that are available multiple places. So many late night 5-hour sessions of blasting through Into the Breach campaigns. But yeah, I just love that game in general, and this was the place I played it the most. But if that doesn't get it on here, I of course respect that.
How many games do we have on the list right now?
4.
4?
We have Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and Metroid Dread. It is a very basic list right now, and something like Into the Breach would give it more texture.
My placeholder for
it.
another thing like that.
It's not even a real list. I'm going to allow it. Why not? Let's have some fun.
I mean,
Let's
it can
spice
get
up.
voted off. My problem with my quote unquote problem with Into the Breach is I just never touched it. I never played it, but I know people love it. I remember when the mobile version came out, like Netflix released it on Apple Arcade, or not Apple Arcade, or Netflix. Like I remember I was at GameSpot at the time, and GameSpot upgraded their review for that version of the game to a 10 out of 10. Like that's how much people love that. I know that it is beloved, but it's just not my genre, and I never gave it the time it probably deserves. But that being said, like I'll throw it a vote. It might not make it. It might get voted off, but you gotta get a Leo pick on there.
So right now we have our top 5.
I've got a shuriken trained on Mario Odyssey.
I know.
Yeah. If you use that on Mario Odyssey, I'm shuriking Into the Breach.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We got our top 5.
It's a Mexican standoff. Okay.
It's here. We got 2 Zelda games. We got Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Metroid Dread, and Into the Breach.
I vote to remove Into the Breach from the list. I want to bounce it. Who's with me?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
That's not enough.
Here's the thing. It gives the list
Tears
texture,
right there.
but it's too damn cute.
It's too cute.
We're talking about the best Switch games. You're going to put Into the Breach on our list of the top 5, maybe top 20, maybe top 10. This is the top 5 Switch games.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
He's sharpening.
Yeah, no worries.
Here, I have a weird proposal to probably come from me.
Okay.
But I think we should sort of just commit to one Zelda. I think,
You're right
I don't know which one it is. I think Breath of the Wild is crucially important to the Switch and its health and its success and the modern sort of and video game design in 2025.
Yeah.
But I do think Tears of the Kingdom is the sort of better game with more stuff in it.
I think Breath of the Wild's better.
Should we not have gone to the skies?
No, it's
underground.
Oh, excuse me, I'm getting heated. I'm dropping F-bombs. It's amazing. I mean, Breath of the Wild's in there, plus there's below and above, and it's amazing. I love Tears of the Kingdom.
There's something about when Breath of the Wild came out, though, that will never happen again, that I love so much more than when Tears of the Kingdom came out.
Yeah. I mean, that's we're talking best game of all time, best launch game of all time, or conversations we could have about that game. I'm not saying we need to commit to those opinions necessarily as a group, but it's incredible.
I do think, unfortunately, those two belong on the top 5 best. It's just a matter of aesthetics for the list, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think
you can't just do it for
agree with that.
aesthetics.
So let's kill Metroid Dread, right?
That's not the conversation we're having right now.
Wait.
I would say, well, how about this? Instead of killing Metroid Dread, pull me a game that's better than Metroid Dread.
I got one for you. Ready?
I would argue that you can't, but go ahead. Lie to me. What do you got?
Tetris 99.
I mean, that's cute.
What Tetris 99 is, it's an evolution of what could be impossible with this storied franchise, right? It's actually evolving it. Instead of still keeping it on a 2D plane, it's taking it into a 5D plane of 99 players across the entire globe.
5D.
It's taking the battle royale genre and flipping it on its head and perfecting it into a Tetris
and rotating it and rotating it and
rotating it again. Mm-hmm. And then being wait, this is the other L. Never mind. Let me just go somewhere else.
This is a weird question. Can you play Tetris 99 right now?
Yeah. So Mario 99 is gone. F-Zero 99 is still up, and Tetris 99 is still up. Yeah, they still do skins. They still do promotional skins for this game up until today. Even.
Got it.
Which is just another reason why it's so great. But the thing is, I can't get it in until somebody promises they will vote to kick Metroid Dread out.
I'm not going.
I mean, we got the Zelda twins right there.
Why don't you, if you attack into the breach, I'll let that in and kick out into the breach. That's a bit easier for me to
Make
hop
a
on
deal.
Tetris
board.
99 is cute.
Yeah. Let's kill into the breach because Tetris 99 is an iconic Switch game. You know what I mean? You can only play it on the Switch.
Yeah, everybody knows that game.
But here's the thing. I think for Tetris Reinvention, Tetris VR is like way more interesting than Tetris 99. And I know that that's not on the Switch, but I just feel like even of modern iterations of
Tetris
Tetris,
Effect
99
is
is even
on
the
the
most
Switch.
interesting. That's what I mean.
Tetris Effect is on
Sorry.
Switch, yeah. But you're saying specifically playing in VR was where it was like. Right.
Yeah, but even outside of VR, I think Tetris Effect is a better game than Tetris 99, and I still wouldn't bring that to the list. So if I'm not bringing something, so I'm gonna say no to Tetris 99. Is my point.
I like it as
By way of it not
representative
being even the most interesting Tetris.
of that weird. It's one of the most interesting 99s though, of the weird 99 effort into
That is true.
That's true. That's true.
That is true.
It
You
would
did
be
say
cool
true
to give
statement.
a
Yes.
spot to the 99s.
Right.
They've earned it.
I
still
support
down
it.
to
We
just
can
put
kick
out
out
one of
into the
these
breach for that
Zeldas.
if it's not already kicked out.
It's more fun if you're annoyed, though.
Oh,
So be annoyed.
I don't know.
F off.
It's.
I'm not.
I am
voting for
kind of.
this
I am
99.
kind of slowly being charmed by the idea of it versus Into the Breach because it is so unique to Switch specifically,
Sure.
and it is weird. And I
I've
did
switched
play
games.
that, and I didn't play Into the Breach. But I also just played it a few nights in a row, and I was like, "Oh, that was cool." And I didn't even know you could still play it, which is pretty telling.
Yeah.
They got an Animal Crossing skin. You know what I mean? Every first party Nintendo game
That's scary,
of the last
though.
3
What
years
does that
has
look
got
like?
a
I'm
skin.
gonna look that up.
It's got nice music. It's actually the best music you can listen to in Tetris 99. They all come with their own soundtrack. It's not
Look,
just a skin.
If we're gonna talk about soundtracks and skins,
Uh-huh.
I mean, we got to
Yeah.
talk about Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
It's crazy. It's not in our
Oh
top five.
yeah.
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 Are we just kind of? Should we? We keep talking
It's not
about
Melee.
these ones. It's like, should
So I'm
we
not
just
voting
talk
for
about?
It's not
Main ones.
Melee.
I think
Yeah,
we got it.
I'll be honest. That's why I'm not voting for it. But you can speak your piece.
It's got Solid Snake in it, Janet. I know how important
Yeah.
It
it is.
does.
It's-
And you
it's
have
not-
other people to charm that aren't me.
And also, another one we have to discuss is Animal Crossing, right? Like these are ones we'll have to eventually
Yeah.
discuss after we finally kill Into the Breach.
Yeah. We have to
Not
do the
even
right
kill
order
it.
of operations.
Honestly, just bump it out, right? All we need is 3 votes to bump out Into the Breach.
Go ahead.
Let's bump out a Zelda first.
Feeling lucky,
we don't.
Punk?
Do we
Yeah, I
need both
agree.
Zeldas?
I don't think we do. I would take Tears
My
out.
middle name is Zelda, and I'm saying we don't need both Zeldas.
All right, let's go through. Pick one of the 2 Zeldas. We'll just go through everybody 1 through 5. Pick a Zelda. Okay.
To kill or kiss, which one are we doing? So I know. The changes my
Kiss,
answer.
kiss.
Kiss,
Okay.
kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
Okay. Got you.
All right,
Breath
Janet,
of the Wild. Breath of the Wild.
Haley,
Breath of the Wild.
Leo,
Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh my God.
Kyle.
Breath of the Wild. Oh,
Nice.
sorry, were you referring to yourself or to me?
I was referring to you. Yes, I was. So that was all we needed. Breath of the Wild is in, right?
What would you have said?
That was 3.
Stays
I would have
in.
said Tears.
Interesting.
Because I like building so much. I like the weird making your own contraptions. I think
Yeah.
it's an actual game of play was what I really like about it. But Tears is out.
Tears is
I
the
also-
one I
I
would
had
go
a-
back to every time. Of those
Yeah.
two.
I did have a friend who recently bought a Switch after having not played games for many years, and my instinct actually was to recommend Breath of the Wild to him first, just because it's like you almost
that
kind of want that base.
Sure.
Yeah, I
I
feel
get
like
you.
Tears of the Kingdom might be too overwhelming if you jump into that one first, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
could be wrong. Maybe not.
I would agree with that.
All right, so Smash Bros. Or Animal Crossing? Which should we talk about getting into the top 5?
Animal Crossing
someone
was
could-
such a moment.
Yeah.
God, remember when we all were screaming for it to come out 2 weeks early? I don't think there's ever been an instance where the whole world was mad at a company for not getting a product early like that. That was crazy. It almost worked, but it didn't.
Well, did it? I don't think we.
They thought about it for sure.
They were about.
I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it too.
Yeah.
I like
And
Animal
two people
Crossing.
can't be wrong, Kyle.
More of those two. Both great games, of course, but Animal Crossing, memories for a lifetime. Seeing my friends again, their little avatars.
Animal Crossing is. It just does. It's not a game that just appeals to me on a basic level. I just don't
Even
like
during
playing Animal
lockdown?
Crossing. Even during lockdown, I really tried.
Oh.
I was like, this is the time. My wife and daughter was playing it. My daughter loves Animal Crossing. It's her favorite thing in the world. She has deleted her save and restarted that game multiple times. But it's just even on GameCube, I tried it on DS, I tried it on Wii. It's always like a thing where I'm like, maybe this time I'll get it and I'll enjoy it. And after like a couple days, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
But surely you can recognize
stuff.
it. It's an iconic Switch title.
Yes, absolutely, it is.
Our top 5 would be incomplete without it. Wouldn't you say that?
I mean, I'm like, if I have to vote one way or the other, I mean, this is kind of the what we've established for ourselves in this moment. Like, I'm gonna go Smash Brothers myself. Like, I just like Smash Brothers more. I'm sorry, everybody, but I mean, I don't know. I think I'm outvoted, right? I mean, not that is it a vote one way or the other?
Let's vote right now. No, because we still got Into the Breach in the top 5, and that's just not right. all I need is 3 votes to kill Into the Breach, and for some reason, it's still in there.
I can't believe.
I just feel like we've yet to do the vote.
Have an open
yet.
slot now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm opening the vote to Into the Breach. Can I get 2 more? I got Haley.
Wait, are you exempting yourself from the vote, Kyle?
No.
He's
So that's
starting
1. I'm 1 vote. All I need is 2 more, other than myself.
Right.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Bump out Into the Breach.
We still have space, so I don't believe in this methodology.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Killing me.
Why are we
It's
trying to
killing
put
me
both Animal Crossing and why are
It's
people
just
coming in
a-
2 at a time?
It's
Who's
just because it's a
walking in?
robot. It's all you do is shove robots. It's like it's not an actual. It's like one of those games that makes you think you're smarter than you actually are. So it's like you're doing the exact things the game wants you to do.
And now
by
I
its
kinda like it,
design,
though,
and you're like,
'cause I'm
wow, I'm rather
dumb.
clever for that.
That's like a good video game. That's like
That sounds like a
Zelda's
good
built
video
its
game, I
whole
don't
sort
know.
of personality on that since
Versus like
1983.
Smash Bros. Ultimate, I would say is a fighting game that's biggest shtick is just that it has a lot of stuff in it, and not that it feels like particularly remarkable to play.
Oh my
Dang.
god, it feels
That's
so
just-
good to
Man,
play.
I disagree with that. I think it feels amazing. Yeah.
It's the best
Hitting
one.
that like
But it's-
smash, like where you tap and you hit someone with a
Yeah,
sword and
I
they go
don't know.
flying off. Oh, it feels amazing.
I'm still stuck in the GameCube. That was kind of like my peak, and now I'm like everything else is it's cool. I'm not mad at it.
Okay, so here's what I kind of get that is just like if you're doing top 5 GameCube games, Melee's on there, no question, right? Because it defines that console. It's like made for that, right? So I could see why you would say like it's less definitive on the Switch because it's not as much of an evolution or whatever.
Yeah, but also I don't know anything about fighting games, which is why you don't hear me talk about them. So it's another aspect.
Kind of the only fighting game I like get into. And
Me
enjoy.
too.
I know. So what's at the door? Because isn't the idea it's at the door and we're letting things in and out, not like
Yeah,
we're
sure.
walking in 2 at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
who's standing at the door right
So
now?
let's say Smash Bros is at the door right now.
Smash Bros is at the door.
Well, I'll vote.
else-
Smash.
everyone
come
else can
through.
vote before
Come on
me.
in.
I'm voting for Smash Bros. We just need 1 more.
Yeah, I will let it in now, but I feel like it's gonna get bounced later if other things
That's in
come
here,
out the door.
Yeah.
It's
I
in
got
there
it.
now, and we're back up to 5. The club is full
Okay.
again.
Okay, and now we're kicking out Into the Breach to let in something else, right? Now it's the right
Yes,
order.
Well,
quite
we have Animal
obviously
Crossing
now
at the
it's
door,
time for
right?
Into the Breach to go. Sorry?
Which is Animal Crossing's at the door, right? We never really talked about.
Yes.
if it's
Animal
getting
Crossing's
in.
at the door right now.
It's
yeah.
out here now.
So
I
we,
do
like,
really
we
love
gotta
Animal
get rid of Into
Crossing.
the... Sorry?
I said I do really love Animal Crossing, but I don't know. It's also not
Club's
without its
full.
criticisms.
You like it? I'm sorry. You think Animal Crossing might be worse than Into the Breach?
Yeah, actually, I've never played Animal Crossing. I've never played Into the Breach, so I don't know anything about how good it is or isn't. You know?
Oh, yeah,
It's
you
got
played
to
both.
go. It has got to go.
All you do is shove robots. That's the best.
All
sounds
right,
really
you know
fun.
what? It's not. I wish I could have gotten a vote. Clearly, I can't convince anybody.
It's really funny, by the way, Kyle, that you keep like
mean-
pointing out things that are like fun in video games as the negative. Like it's like, this game makes you feel smart, and you shove robots. It's like, yeah, these are like fun video
That
games.
sounds fun.
With all due respect, I'm throwing my shuriken to Into the Breach. It is out of the conversation.
Oh,
It's gone.
It's dying in my arms.
One less shuriken to kill Metroid Dread works for me.
I know
According to my
that's the
plan.
thing. I feel like that's why you made me use it. I really did want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
let's
just want to
vote to
spare
get
Leo's
Animal
Breach
Crossing.
feelings.
So
Animal
Crossing's
Crossing?
there now.
Sorry?
I said Animal Crossing's there now. Yes.
Yeah, it's got 3 votes. Yeah.
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 How about that?
I think I'm
Okay,
the only
Animal
not
Crossing
vote.
is in.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Animal Crossing
New Horizons.
Horizons.
New Horizons. All right.
You don't even know who's walking through these doors. It could be anybody.
That could have
Here's
been
one I'm
sick
curious.
for all we know.
I'm really curious how this does. Pokemon
Okay.
Legends Arceus.
Ooh, that's a
Ooh,
fun
I'm
pick.
I'm tempted. Can I
Yeah,
get
let's
Ace?
take out Metroid. Let's
Looking
kill
at the
Metroid
case.
Dread to make room for Arceus.
What do you say to that, Janet?
I think Metroid Dread is genuinely a better game than Arceus, but I'd be curious to hear about Arceus more.
It's a
For the sake of-
rethinking, right?
Yeah, it's a rethinking. Pokemon were scary. That's fascinating. I
Yeah.
loved going out, and it's like, oh god, that Rapidash is gonna run me over.
And
what?
it does. Yeah.
And it does.
I mean, my game also has scary things.
Scary. It's in the
So-
title.
Does it have 1,054 Pokemon?
No.
Does Arceus?
Googling right now.
Does Arceus? Yeah. I do actually really like Arceus. I think it's the strongest Pokemon we've had in quite some time, which I know haters will say isn't saying as much as maybe it did
Yeah.
back in the day, but I thought it was really fun. Yeah, I struggle to think that Metroid Dread is the weakest game on the list that we have, but am I alone in that?
Can you?
There are
What's the
some great
current list?
games.
Okay, the current list is Smash Bros. Ultimate, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Metroid Dread, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. I think we can all agree Metroid Dread is sticking out as the absolute weak link here.
I would
Sticking
agree
out is
with
a weak
that.
link,
Cannot
but the
agree
sticking out
on
is
that.
different.
I would agree
The
with
sticking out
that.
is different. You know, I know
It's on my-
Nintendo
it's on
fans
my
love
5
to not
list,
buy
Janet.
Metroid, but let's put that aside.
Like our 5
Yeah.
lists that we all sort of prepped. Like Dread was on mine, Janet. Like I had it. I had Dread on mine personally.
Dread was on mine as well.
Mhm.
So I don't know how good my list is now that I'm looking back. I think I missed a couple.
Are there any games like Arceus is kind of up there? Are there any other like I like Pikmin 4 is another one that I really love a lot. Like it's like easily the best Pikmin.
And
like
definitely
half
better than
of
Metroid
Pikmin.
Dread. Yeah, I would say that.
So the line is filling up, so we have to start.
I do
talking
prefer
to these
Dread
people.
over Pikmin 4.
Okay, should we get Animal Crossing back off then?
To get Pokemon on?
To get Pokemon
Yeah.
on feels crazy.
That don't feel
I
right
think,
to me.
The girlies
That
are
don't feel
fighting. Why are we pitting these games against each other?
I think if it's gonna take one out, it feels right to take out Dread to fit in Pokemon Arceus. Otherwise, I would say let's make Arceus leave.
All right, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Are y'all really playing Smash like that? And if you are, I rescind my comment.
Yeah, I put like 70 hours into Smash Ultimate. or
I've
something
played
like
a
that,
lot
just
of
playing on my
Smash.
own.
I will say it's never the game my friends and I boot up to play on Switch when everyone's over having drinkies. We never want to play Smash.
I like it fine.
Dude, I think Janet's right. I think that might be an actual soft spot of our top 5 right now.
And I think it
Yeah.
is
It's
a great
squishing.
game, but I also think that like I get the sense that the passion isn't really there, which I know it's like best game. But I honestly, again, I'm not a fighting game person. I love Smash, I've always have, but I don't really have the sensibilities to talk about it in relation to the competitors in the genre. So I feel like it's just a game I
But
like.
that's why it's good
more
because
than a
it
game that
stands
I
on
can
its own.
review.
It's such a unique thing that like some fighting game community people will even argue that it's not really a fighting game. It's like it's something unique, which is what I love about it.
dance.
That's why I've always been able to connect to it, even way back
It is a
on the
dance.
N64.
I think we could kick out Smash, and I'd be not upset with that.
Whoa. All right, so I think that's
I
2
agree.
votes.
For Pokemon?
Yeah, that's 2 to kick Smash.
I'm assuming Pokemon will
let's
get cut.
put gameplay. Let's put Pokemon Arceus gameplay beside Smash Brothers gameplay. Let's put those together. Let's see which looks
Oh, so
better.
we're gonna put one interesting isekai that reinvents this
talking about, like,
franchise that we love, and then we'll
I'm
put
talking
a
about
fighting game.
technical proficiency. I'm talking about functioning and working
Okay, this
and
isn't
frame
Digital
rates.
Foundry's club. This is MinnMax's club.
How about this?
And
How
I
about
feel
this?
like we're notoriously not fighting in these games.
Pokemon Arceus goes off to the side to have a smoke, and Mario Kart 8 walks
Okay.
up and wants in now.
Oh my god, we haven't talked about Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
did I know you from the Wii U? Yeah, aren't you part of the Wii U?
Yeah, you're on
class?
the Wii U.
I'd say that's the only thing I could
that's-
see giving a bit of a ding to this, because this is obviously such a heavy hitter, but it also
Yeah.
is just a port from the Wii U with some DLC.
So like most of the DLC they added
was
is
also on the
kind of
Wii U.
like it's not
The
up to
DLC was
snuff.
also on the Wii U.
the
right, no,
DLC's
they-
fine.
Oh, then
Eventually
there's
added
new
like a
DLC,
bunch of
yeah,
the,
after, yeah,
the
you're right,
mobile
you're right.
tracks. Yeah.
A
And
lot
they
of
aren't
the
as-
tracks are the mobile from the mobile app
Yeah, no,
game.
you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
and they're
Yeah,
just
but-
not as good.
And they're fine. There's a couple, like the Vancouver one's kind of decent. And Tokyo Hideaway is really good. That's probably the best one of all the DLC. They have Waluigi's Pinball in there, which is regarded as like one of the best levels of all time. So that was
Did
good.
you almost say recarted?
No, but I wish I had, and on
Oh, okay.
purpose. Yeah. And I play it once a week. Genuinely. Still.
You do? You're still playing
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great game.
On my Switch. It's the reason my Switch is in my living room. It's Mario Kart 8 machine.
Okay.
But it is just a port.
So so if that's at the door, what we need to make the call is Mario Kart 8 or Smash Bros. Ultimate is the call we have to make.
Or Dread.
Oh.
Dread's already inside. Dread's doing great.
I mean,
Dread's
Dread can
important.
get
can
kicked at
bounce
any
Dread
moment.
I could leave though for
We also
I
have
like
a
Ultimate
crap
before I
ton of
keep-
shurikens that we
Right.
have to use.
I don't like actually Mario Kart 8. It is still just a Wii U title, which I know Breath of the Wild is also a Wii U title, but like that only,
That's a
only
different-
legally,
Yeah.
only legally
legally.
because they knew
Only legally.
they didn't want to
Yeah.
get their ass beat, so that's why it's a title.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they promised to have it on Wii U, so they kind of had to.
All right, I'm going to point to Leo. Smash Bros. Ultimate or Mario Kart 8.
I think between those two, I'd have to go with MSI's latest motherboards, Kyle. So these things are sponsoring the show this week. The Intel
Make a great case.
Z890 and the B860 are the two new motherboards they're promoting. They're based on ease of use. They wanted to be easy to install. I famously have one. I famously screwed up installing it because I had a bunch of other parts coming in at the same time. It was their fault. It wasn't the motherboard's fault. The motherboard's great. I feel future-proof for so long with with like finally getting a new motherboard that has room to support all of my future new CPUs and GPUs.
I got one, Leo.
Yeah? You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
You stream all the time.
I stream all the time using my MSI motherboard.
Wow. That's fantastic. Their promo code is MSIPOD to save 5% on either of those motherboards mentioned, the Intel Z890 and the B860 motherboard. And that's savings for you. They want us to highlight that. You can stack the discount with other MSI promotions, and you can get up to $120 in Steam codes as well with whatever you end up getting if you shop smart. So visit the MSI US store and use the code MSIPOD for 5% off and get those additional savings and get the 120 in Steam codes. Thank you so much for your time. Amen.
I like that they're cool with staff.
Amen is crazy.
That's what they say
Amen
here.
at top.
Yeah.
All right.
The way that scared me when you did that, genuinely, I got a little fear spike. I don't know why, but I did.
Here's the thing is like I feel like some pressure's been lifted off Leo, who was like, I feel like for maybe the last 15 minutes looking for the moment to interject that.
Absolutely.
That was perfect.
That's absolutely
that
true.
couldn't
It was
have been
like
any better.
Thank you.
So now you
To
can
me,
speak freely.
I don't even
In
know
this-
what we were arguing, to be honest.
Well, in this
Let's all
little
just go out for
transition,
an ice cream, you guys.
we just call out. We should probably just call out because I know people are screaming at their AirPods or whatever, but like the games that are like probably not going to come in, but like are outside and in line and like near the front of the line, right? Like the Stardew Valleys, the Hollow Knights, you know, like the games that are like the Switch versions are particularly good or became popular because they were available on Switch, you know? Like obviously you can play Stardew Valley and Hollow Knight anywhere, but like the Switch versions are particularly popular.
Yeah.
You know,
Like more popular than Metroid Dread, even, wouldn't you say?
Almost everything
I
is
don't
more
think
popular
so.
than Metroid Dread because people don't have taste. I don't know.
the Xenoblade Chronicles with 2 and 3, right? Are both on
God.
Switch.
They will never get my vote.
No, I'm not proposing that we vote for them. I'm just want to call them out as hanging
Okay.
out around the club.
You're
They're
pointing
nearby.
at them in the line. You're just saying, "We
Yeah.
see you. We see
Watch
you back
that
there."
guy.
Maybe
Don't
come
let
back
him
next
in.
week. Come back next week.
Okay. Uh-huh.
That guy has a switchblade. Don't let him in.
Hades is another one that found like sort of life on Switch. I feel like the Switch
Heck
version
yeah.
was particularly popular.
Yeah.
If there was one to pick from that category, Kyle, I'd probably say Hades. Of like could
I'm
be
thinking
played
you do that.
anywhere, but I'm just trying to be realistic.
I think it's such an important part of the Switch's legacy, to be like honest and outside of the game, is like it was Nintendo re-embracing indie games, and like for a while it was like the lead platform for a lot of these indies. It's like they found money
Yeah.
on the Switch, and like it also like made the Switch a viable gaming platform between, you know, the big first party releases before they were truly supported by big third parties. So yeah, I feel you know, honestly, if we give one to an indie, I think that would be cool in the top 5.
Like an Into the Breach or something like that, you know.
Well, now we
dead.
can't.
Into the
bleeding
Breach
out
is
in the-
gone.
I get why Hades is a better pick for that slot for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you the top 5 right now, and if everybody's happy with it, we can lock it in. or if any shurikens get thrown, we'll have some business to deal with. Here's our top 5 right now.
We pocketed our shurikens, didn't we?
I've been holding on to mine in case somebody
saving
wrongs
it,
me.
yeah.
Got it.
Oh, you're
All
going to
right,
throw
so
it at a person. That is your plan.
That'd be cool. And then they can't vote for the rest of the game. All right, here we go. Here's our top 5. Smash Bros. Ultimate, Breath of the Wild,
Solid.
Super Mario Odyssey, Metroid Dread, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
I felt a shift when you read the list. I don't know.
Like a good shift or a bad shift?
Through. I'm not gonna comment because how
Okay.
does it benefit my games? It doesn't.
I love this list. I think we nailed it. I think it's perfect. I think
Can we
there's
vote?
nothing to argue with.
I want to take out Metroid Dread. Who's with
You
me?
know, you got my vote. You only
I
need
have
one
2.
more.
You only need
One
one more.
more.
Yeah.
This is to let
use
in
your
Mario
shuriken.
Kart 8. No one's doing it?
You could use your shuriken. Yeah.
You'd have
I'm
to.
using my shuriken.
All right.
Oh no!
Time to
Sorry,
erase it
Metroid.
from my Apple Note.
Metroid Dread is gone from the top 5. All right, so now I guess we vote on Mario Kart if that gets in.
Yeah. Maybe I should have solidified that spot before I made a dead body leave.
Nah,
the
you can
club.
get my vote. You got my vote for Mario Kart.
I'd say I put it in for
it's a
now
Wii U
because
game.
we're just looking at
slot
them
now.
as they come into the door. You know what I mean?
Now we
If
have
there's
empty
an open
space.
slot.
All right,
It's like, oh
so
yeah,
that's
Mario
3
Kart
votes.
8.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we should say.
True.
Stepping forward,
Uh-huh.
Ring Fit Adventure.
No.
One of the most creative uses of the Joy-Con and one
Listen.
of the best fitness games ever. Try to beat this RPG. You can't. I think Rebecca Valentine did after 8 million hours. Shout out to her. But
Great
yeah,
pick.
genuinely, it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's really engaging, and it's a great use of the Joy-Con and with using this kind of basically like a yoga ring essentially, and it functions really well. Which I know that sounds kind of like, oh, so your game works, that's what makes it good. No, it's the context of it being a fitness game that works well because the responsiveness is so key to it being effective and also fun. Play this for 10 minutes and tell me that your thighs are not on fire. You can't.
I enjoy
All right,
I
I'll
it.
can't
do a
see that
deal.
about any other game on the list.
I'll give you a deal. I'll vote for that if we can replace it with Animal Crossing.
Oh.
That's the trade I would make.
I'm waiting to hear from the other sharks. So,
Okay, great.
but Kyle, I thank you for your offer. But Kyle, I'm ready to hear you out. Different Kyle. So
Different Kyle. I Ring Fit I think I really like a lot and I admire. It seems to have been a successful game, but like even me sort of like dismissing Animal Crossing, like I can't give up Animal Crossing. Like that's so important to the Switch.
I also versus Animal Crossing, I would give it to Animal Crossing, but guys, someone killed Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I hate you so much.
wow.
There's
even
green
throw it.
drool coming out of Mario's dead mouth.
You didn't even mind
missed that.
throwing it, so it doesn't
Can
count.
we at least throw a blanket over him so that we don't have to look
I wasn't
at his
even
body like
looking.
this?
Yeah, while we weren't looking, suddenly Super
Oh my
Mario
gosh.
Odyssey.
The lights went out, and when we turned them on, Mario was dead next to Leo
Must have been an
Vader.
underhand style throw. Yeah, wow.
How does it feel to
Wow.
kill joy? How does it feel to kill pure fun?
Like,
2017
and,
is
Kill
funnest
switch
game of the year.
on Mario Odyssey.
and then like an iconic Switch game. It's gone. It's dead. Okay,
Wow.
so now it's just a vote. Now it's just you just need 3 votes for Ring Fit Adventure. I'm in.
Okay, let's go.
Skinny
All right.
bitches.
Oh my god.
You're a
Let's
bunch of
go.
skinny little bitches who want to run around your living room, weirdos. Whatever. Sorry, I want to sit on my
Ring
ass.
Fit Adventure is on the list instead of Super Mario Odyssey right now.
God forbid.
It's a
I
tragedy.
press a button.
There's
It's a
been
tragedy.
better.
It's a game that could only be made for Switch. I think that's kind of cool about it, you know?
Sure.
Same with the Wii Fit, and that's propping open the doors of GameStops everywhere right now. That thing's useless.
All right, to be
This is-
clear, I think there
God.
are only 2 more shurikens in pockets right now, right? Kyle and Janet still have yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so like if like let's say a Shuriken took out Ring Fit Adventure, let's just say hypothetically.
Revenge
Yeah.
killing.
So quick.
Could Odyssey be resurrected or is it just
You are on the record.
That
No.
doesn't
Odyssey
You
is
can't
dead.
win.
Yeah,
There's no
check the
body
pulse,
swapping
man.
here.
Death is fine.
Okay.
all right?
I got-
you know what I'm gonna do? Shuriken Ring Fit. Sorry, Ring Fit.
That was so fast.
Let's get
don't
Hades
even-
on there. We can't have like
Okay.
we can't have like Ring Fit there and not Mario. Like I even Hades even I don't know.
Okay.
Hades. How about a vote for Hades?
We're going
I
to
love
Last
these
of Us
guys.
Part
I'll
2
let-
mode in here. We're
I'll let
going
Hades
cycle of
in there.
revenge.
I'll let
Okay.
Hades in
Just
there.
because Even though I didn't
He's
play that much of
goated.
it, but it's cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
Zagreus is a
pretty
good looking guy. You want him in your club. So
Yeah.
Stepping to the
That's fine,
door.
right? Zagreus?
Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
You're crazy.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
So mean to laugh.
Make a case. Make a case. I can't even imagine.
Leo, can you mute yourself while you laugh at my
Sorry,
pick? Thank you. Mario, the guy cried. No, I'm just kidding. He did cry, but that's not why it's a good game. It's just like a really great turn-based game, and I think it does what is unique to the Nintendo brand, which is waiting, seemingly a lifetime, letting a genre develop, and then coming in and being like, this is kind of mine now. And people that don't normally play it are going to find this accessible and enjoyable. I think we all said, ain't no way this game's going to be good. And I think we were all not only proven wrong, but heavily proven wrong. This is a fantastic video game. Will it make the top 5? I don't know. But also the list is getting kind of wild. Anything could be on there, you know?
That's kind of true.
And I
Janet,
think
you're the only one with a
great
shuriken
video
left,
game.
I think, right?
This is a great video game.
Janet still has a shuriken.
I have
I
to
think
say, I'm
we
really
like-
impressed. I'm
I'm
impressed with how
walking in
Janet's been
regularly.
playing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Janet's
She's
smart.
a pro. She knows
Because
I
you don't
also
introduce
own
that
my
game
picks,
early.
Okay, so
We all own our picks.
yeah, but I
I've
can
never
show them
played
off on the
any
camera.
Switch games. Just vibing.
We'd have to kick one out though. We'd have to kick one out to get Mario and Rabbids in. I don't know what you
Yeah.
what you kill for that.
And just to be clear, we cannot drag Mario Odyssey's slowly decaying corpse back on.
Right.
Oh, we
Even
can
if
at
it's
Bernie's?
like-
No.
Okay.
There's no we can at Bernie's.
Like it's
for
the,
Mario.
So
the
the Kingdom is the
sticker's
only
been
one
ripped
that-
off the cartridge and someone wrote Mario Odyssey on there, like that version. No, okay.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
It's dead, Kyle. You need to move on.
I feel like Mario Kart 8 or Smash Bros. Ultimate could maybe take us a step back. I feel Mark
Mario
hates the
Rabbids?
Lucis in the group.
Can we have the list? Can we have the list again,
'cause
Kyle?
that's who at the door. So
So I see those two up there, and they are iterative, right? Whereas
a knock
Mario
at the
plus
door?
Rabbids, yeah.
It's Mario
Okay. So what we have now is Smash Bros. Ultimate, Breath of the Wild, Hades, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Animal Crossing New Horizons.
This is a good list, honestly.
but could it
I
be
like this
better?
list. And I couldn't finish Mario Rabbids. I started it.
I also
was
could not
like-
finish
Oh
it.
my gosh.
It
Wow.
was charmed. I was charmed by it, but I was not like, And then the sequel, I played even less. So
I had the exact same experience as Kyle. I played both, and I played incrementally less than the
Okay.
second one.
What are you doing?
Rapid fire knock at the door. We got
is all
Mario
about
Maker
games?
2. Mario Maker 2. Is that anything? Does that do anything for people?
no, it's
No.
the inferior version of a really cool game.
It's true.
Pikmin
Wii U
4,
version's
best
better.
Pikmin?
We did
Pikmin?
bring up Pikmin already. I do like
The best
Pikmin.
Pikmin, but it's still Pikmin. So no.
All right, hold on, wait.
Whoa.
I know you guys don't like Splatoon. Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
That's a bit of that game eats
Ooh.
actually in a good way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's Kirby does.
Good way.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's the best.
I do like
Kirby.
that game.
I mean, I like
Ooh.
Pikmin more than that game.
So I think, Janet, to get any of these in, we're gonna have to kick something. You know what I mean? And I think you have to target one game to kick off.
It's totally yours.
I know, but I'm getting a gut reaction vibe first. I'm reading the
That's
room.
interesting.
I get what you're doing
Kirby
here.
you open the door, it's Kirby. Are people excited to see Kirby? I feel like people were excited to see Kirby.
Yeah, he's in Smash Brothers. We love him. He's already in there.
He's already in there
I
technically.
think it's like when we talk about like games that are
Mario's in there
iterative
too.
versus games
He's
that are
driving a car.
revolutionary. There's no game like that's a pretty unique Kirby game.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like the Odyssey of Kirby.
I miss
And
Odyssey.
who's helping out at the
Odyssey.
Switch 2 launch? It's this little guy with his DLC. You know?
Yeah, we getting charged too much
I
to
love that
revisit
guy.
a game we already played.
That's amazing.
Hey, I don't work for Nintendo, okay? I just hold their games up at the camera and wait for the reaction.
Right. Yeah, I would take
Is that
Pikmin
it?
over that.
So
I
is
love
it okay, is
Pikmin
Kirby
4.
not getting let in?
I'm with
Kirby
Kyle
getting
here.
let in
I would do
Animal Crossing
Pikmin
Mario Kart 8?
over. I would do Pikmin over Kirby. It's a really nice Pikmin game.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
the
I
best.
can
I just don't.
I can
get
redo
Pikmin.
the. You're a little guy.
It's
You
a-
like pick up stuff.
Yeah,
know
the
you
little
pick
guys
up
that
guys.
run around.
But then the puzzles just
Condori.
like put the red ones over here. And I'm like, I did
No,
it.
Yeah.
it's not about solving
It's like-
puzzles.
it's
It's
like a
about
vibes.
optimization. Yeah.
It's a vibes. It's a,
Optimization.
you're basically a manager. You're a space
Yeah.
manager.
I don't want to be a
A
space
little guy in a
manager.
big world.
Okay.
I'll be
Well,
Kirby.
you don't have to be. You can be Kirby.
I want to be Kirby.
And we could get rid of Mario Kart 8 because we already played that game
That's
on Wii U, and I
crazy.
paid for the DLC already. And then they charged me again for it, and I did pay it because I like the game a lot. But are we tired of Mario Kart? Mario Kart's
did
done
play
enough.
it mostly on Wii U.
Let Mario Kart rest.
You got my
played
vote.
Mario
Mario
Kart
Kart
rest.
mostly on Wii U.
Yeah.
Me too.
Same.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the
you got
hell?
Yeah.
you got my vote. I would kick it for Kirby.
In a weird way, I like the
I'm
Wii
kicking
U
it for
version
Kirby.
because it's like there's a better trajectory for like unlocking.
What's happening?
For someone who likes single player games, it was more
Me
fun
too, Kyle.
for you. Yeah.
Speak on it. Raise his volume in post.
Okay, I think Janet somehow collected enough votes to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe off.
That's insane.
Without
Kirby in
using
the
a
Forgotten
shuriken.
Land?
Wait, who voted? I was just saying that I like the Wii U version better. I don't know
I
if
saw
I was
Leo
official
vote.
Kyle,
cast my
Janet,
vote.
Leo voted.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
and
okay.
me. Yep.
And I was aghast the whole time that this is happening.
Okay, editing my note.
Here's the thing, though.
It's a
Mario
long
Kart 8 is
game.
he's just outside again. You know what I mean? Like he could still
didn't
come
get
in.
killed.
He didn't get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to bring Mario Kart 8 back in.
I'll vote for that.
What are we making room for?
Yeah.
That's what I don't know.
No,
I want to
they
try
gotta go
again.
down.
I'd like to
Well, the
bring back
clubs-
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
The
specifically.
club's full. The club's full. You got to kill something to make room for it.
I'll kill
Tiny
Smash for
club.
that.
Well,
Okay,
come on,
so-
Haley, I was with you for Mario Kart. We can't. I thought Mario Kart got kicked out, opening a slot, and now there's an empty slot, and we're trying to get Mario Kart back in.
No, Kirby went in there.
I
Kirby
didn't
went
vote for
straight
Kirby.
in.
I didn't vote. Did I vote for Kirby? Did we vote for Kirby?
No.
I don't think
When
we
did that
voted for
happen?
Kirby. I think Janet swindled us.
Oh, I
and
missed
took him into the
Leo.
club.
Leo, did you?
Yeah.
What are you
Leo,
talking
did
about?
you
Yeah,
vote for
we
Kirby inhaled Breath of
Yeah.
the Wild and like walked in there. We thought it was like already in there.
No, Leo did a low key, and I should do this for listeners. He did a low key hand raise,
I should
which
say
I
something,
interpreted
yeah.
as saying, yeah.
Ooh.
So Kirby did. Kirby swept right in. The club is full again.
All right, well, I'd like to vote Kirby out of the club, please.
You don't have my vote.
You'll have to go through me.
Yeah, and basically, I think you have to convince Leo.
Hey,
Did
Janet,
you
you
go?
should use your shuriken on Kirby.
Why would I do that? I just brought him in here.
I don't know. It's my only. It's all I had. It was all I had.
I respect you asking, though. You could just say anything.
You can
know,
shuriken
it's a
something
free
else
play.
and make room for both. Janet.
I guess that's true.
Janet.
Or you could let something step in, you know, because I'm sure Kirby could get shot in the back of the head, and then I could shuriken whatever to bring whatever nonsense I have left in my stack. Is that what you
You're
want?
the only one with a shuriken
for the
left.
list?
What else do you have
Okay.
left? How big is your stack? What do you even have,
I have
left
one.
back
I
there?
have one game left.
Okay, what is it?
What, we're not. Are we on that now? Just so you just want to see what's in the.
I just wanna
line?
see
I
what it
don't.
is.
have to
I don't think
show
we have
us.
enough. I don't think
I
we have
got
enough
Super
votes
Mario
to
3D
kick
All
Kirby.
Stars.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no
Kyle-
way!
Kyle, you want a Mario in there, don't you?
Wait, this is
What's
kind
that
of
one?
a good, this
The,
is kind of
the
a,
devil's
a
on
great
your
pick.
shoulder.
That is an evil box. That box is charged with evil energy.
That box has 3 non-Switch games in it.
Yeah, but it's saying,
Together for the first
Kyle.
time.
you love to jump. Don't you miss your buddy Mario?
Not enough
Won't
to
you
get
shake
that
a
one in
poor
there.
Sinner's hand?
Yeah,
So,
so
like it's like the not the best version of Galaxy. You don't want to play that version of Galaxy, right?
What
I
do you
guess
mean
you
it's
not
not
the
even
best
an
version of
option.
Galaxy?
That's actually how I played it for the first time ever. And I thought it was really fun. I had a good time.
Yeah. What do you mean not the best
It's
But
a
it's not the
great
it's not
Wii
the best
game.
Galaxy though.
What a
I guess I'll say
fantastic
2 is
Wii
better.
game. No, I like Galaxy one better. But it's that's a Wii
Interesting.
game, a GameCube game, and an N64 game. That's not going on.
Yeah,
the
but when you
list.
put it all
You
together,
insane?
that's one Switch game.
no,
Because that's what they
not-
did. They sold it and I bought
don't
it.
think so.
Then why
I
is
bought
it in
it
the
too.
Switch
I'm part of the
box?
problem as well, and I'm a proud owner. But it's not a Switch game.
I mean, it is a Switch game. It's a dumb Switch game. It is a Switch game.
It's a Switch game. You can't doubt that. She's holding it in her hand.
If
Kyle.
it got
Yeah.
the votes, it would go through, but
That
will
is
it get the votes?
It's not going
think
to get the
so.
I'm
votes.
not voting for it.
But you asked who was in line at the club that is the pile I have.
And
Not
it's
gonna
also
lie,
it's like a
I was interested in that pick.
And I say, get the hell out of
okay.
here! That
Is
pig,
anyone
I see
else
you back there.
yeah.
Why is that box so evil to you? Just because there's only a few of them and you didn't get one? Haha.
Yeah,
that
so
why
it's,
it's evil?
I want that desperately.
I think it was available for like 3 months. Is that how it worked? And then they
Yeah,
just
the
said,
guy
"We're not
that
selling
killed
this anymore."
Odyssey
Yeah, now
really
it's gone.
bummed out that he didn't get Super Mario
What do you have against
3
Mr.
All-Star.
Mario, man? What did he ever do to you?
It'll come out.
said
in
let's
the
go, and
trial.
Leo said, I think not. I think not.
He's only ever been
Okay.
nice to me.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
I
Is the
feel
club
like
closed now? Did it get shut
I feel
down
like
'cause there's a fight?
I feel like it's
that broke
close
out?
to be being closed. We're gonna give everybody like one last chance, but here's where the club stands right now. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Hades, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
It's a weird list.
Mm.
We gotta get Mario Kart on there. I feel crazy. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills that everyone's like, yeah, we can cut that. Everyone switches
You
in
know
their
what?
living room
I'm
right now to
gonna-
play Mario Kart.
You said everyone shurikened everything, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, except
Already?
for you.
I'm gonna kill Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh,
care.
why?
Oh.
What is it that you even want in there at this point?
I don't even care. I'm just having fun. And I have to
Jesus.
leave in 5 minutes.
Brutal. All right.
So chaotic.
Pikmin 4. Let's vote for Pikmin 4. Anyone want Pikmin 4?
No, Mario Kart 8.
We got 2 votes for
What
Pikmin 4.
What are we doing? Mario Kart 8.
Come on, Leo. I know you play that
sorry,
mobile
Haley.
game.
I'm in for Pikmin. I'm in for Pikmin.
What is happening?
I'm in for
Let's
that.
go. Ochi out there
God.
walking around.
Yeah. Ochi.
Why not?
You guys
got
just want
Ochi.
to control things, weirdos. You just want to tell little guys what to do.
I'm just a campaign sucker, and I don't want to do
You
all
just
the
wanna
things
race
to get the trophies
go-karts.
and everything.
You don't
I
want to
wanna drive.
literally be Mario.
I want to drive on a fast car, do tricks, and
I'm
hit
sorry.
shells.
I'm sorry. Leo shot Mario in the back of the head, and God forbid I shuriken Mario Odyssey. It's not really.
Here's the thing, like
guys.
I feel like Mario 8's definitely on Wii U, and Mario World is definitely gonna be on Switch 2 top 5. You know what I mean? Like I think it doesn't have room on the Switch top 5.
It's literally the best-selling game, like almost of all time, after a few other things. Only a couple other things.
This isn't top 5 selling games. It's not the list we're making.
Why
Real
do people
quick,
buy good games?
how good is Breath of the Wild? That's the only thing that anyone could agree on. They're like, well, obviously this is
That
just
game's
terrible.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So,
So shout
really
out to Nintendo. Y'all really did your big one with the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom twins. They are very good.
We did forget Bowser's Fury.
Oh, I have that on the stack too, but it was on the reject
it's
stack.
like that's an expansion. That's DLC.
This-
you know.
you want to see what I didn't show you guys? I didn't show you guys Mario and Bowser. I didn't show you guys Echoes of Wisdom.
Okay, yeah.
No
we don't
chance.
have
Splatoon
Echoes of
2.
Wisdom. No.
Cruise and Blast.
Not a shot.
The Mario
The
and
hell
Luigi
is
game
that?
that I forgot to sell because I hated it, so I need to sell
Just,
it.
yeah, I get that.
The end is nigh. This game is fantastic, hard as hell.
Haven't heard of
Pokemon
it.
Shields. Yeah, it was fun. We had fun.
Pokemon
I had
Shield
fun
good.
with Shields. I did
They're
have fun
fine.
with it. It's not as good as Arceus, but and Katamari Damacy reroll, which I haven't finished yet. I don't know. I started rolling and it didn't grab me. I know it's weird. It should be
didn't
up my
even
alley, but I'm
reroll?
gonna try again. I didn't. I only rolled.
There
So
you
there's
go.
plenty
Remake
of
of the
game left to be
original, right?
had. Yeah. So yeah, it's a remake of the original or a remaster maybe.
Okay, so the list isn't locked in. I have to say, Janet probably played this game the best because she does have a hard
Yeah,
out.
okay.
Like it's done.
Yeah.
She saved her shuriken for the last possible moment. Here are the top 5 Switch games
Insane.
of all time. Pikmin 4, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild,
So far, so good.
Hades, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
I don't know about this, but okay.
That's. I
So
mean,
this
there's
is
nothing to know.
next-
I mean, that's it.
I mean, that's it. I think we're
There's
done.
nothing I can do
That's
with
locked
this.
in.
I mean,
At least
Leo's...
Mario Kart didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He survived the
rejected.
night.
Tears of the Kingdom is still out there. Yeah. he survived.
Yeah.
That was lunacy. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, no
I
one will be
feel
upset
like-
about that. And the nice thing is they won't go explore the context, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
Right. I love the shuriken as like the number one fastest way to turn people making a list against each other.
Yeah.
The shuriken was actually
excellent.
genius. So
I cannot believe Odyssey got killed. That's crazy.
I know.
It's
We all made a
shocked
list
the
of
whole
video
community.
games.
Yeah.
Not really.
So-
Yeah, that's premeditated murder, baby. That's first degree.
We don't
Well,
know it
well,
was Leo.
actually-
We just know that he
Right.
was suddenly dead, right? That's
I
all we know.
lose stuff all the time. I don't know where my shuriken
Here's the
went.
thing: is
Dead
he
in
did
your-
warn us.
your house.
We could have begged him not to. Like honestly, I feel like that's
You-
on me. I could have said, "Leo, please don't. Here's why Odyssey is great," and I just took it for granted.
You are all quite disrespectful to me in my opinions. And I hope that's what you think back on.
Oh, no.
I never said anything bad about Into the Breach, a game that I haven't played, so I cannot say it's
did.
bad.
I
So-
did.
We
Anyway,
did it,
I think
guess.
everyone feeling bad at the end is exactly what I think we needed for
That's
this
what makes
kinda
it
list.
fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, so
What did we all kill? I already forgot what I killed.
I killed
Okay,
Dread.
The kill
I
list
killed
is
Ultimate.
yeah, Into the Breach, Metroid Dread, Super Mario Odyssey, Ring Fit Adventure, and Super
Oh, that's what I
Smash Bros.
killed.
Ultimate.
Okay, I killed Ring Fit.
The-
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
Dread is
surprising.
wild. The Ring Fit is honestly kind of deserved, but it's a great game. Yeah, so my only regret is not buying more physical Switch games to wave at the camera.
You had a lot.
Do you want to plug what you're about to go do, Janet?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna go record Indie Council, which is an indie podcast that I do with Jill Grote, Mike Towndrow, and Jenny Wyndham. So yeah, check that out if you're looking for more indie content. That's all we do exclusively. So give it a listen.
What are you talking about this week? Skin Deep?
Maybe it depends on if anyone's played it. We usually do news, a topic of the show, which I think we might be exploring like genres and like how new genres emerge and whether or not we embrace those titles. Don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. And then we just do like what we've been playing. So yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Do you want to clap out? Janet's supposed to clap out.
Sure. Give me 1 second. I have to find my mouse.
Is this part of the podcast?
The clap?
Yeah.
The clap, yeah.
And it's time to discuss some video games of the week. We're leading with Arc Raiders, the extraction shooter.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. You've been playing it, right, Leo?
Yes, there was a remote preview event last week that I attended remotely. And it was some solo stuff, some team stuff of this extraction shooter, a genre that I don't have a lot of experience with, found I don't really like, but I will talk about the game on its own merits first.
Don't you love Hunt the Showdown?
I did enjoy Hunt the Showdown, yeah. I found that had really rich PvE stuff that made the matches exciting, and I felt like this game, it's kind of a bit more dependent on how your PvP stuff goes, whether it's going to be exciting. But
can you actually zoom out a little and just like define extraction shooter? Because like that is, I've been seeing people make a lot of jokes about how it's just become vernacular, but like we kind of skip past the sort of understanding it and defining it.
Totally.
So like
people get it confused with like just games where you're defending an objective or whatever. But what it really means is you drop in, usually to an ongoing match. You find your loot, you get to an extraction point, and you bring it back. Your loot is guns, throwables, armor, things that you actually keep and care about. There's some passive income back at your base of crafting materials, and then when you head out, you pick the loot you want to bring, and if you die with it out there, you lose it for good. So it's a high risk, high reward type of game with a lot of big loot focus. Even more than like a battle royale, you're spending a ton of time looting, but also you can lose that loot like a battle royale. But it feels worse because you could have kept it, potentially. But this is the one from Embark, who did the finals, my dear beloved finals. And it was cool to see that it was so much its own thing. The finals has such a specific personality of this like hyper intense game show, coins flying everywhere, big flashy sound effects. This is so much more a survival game. There's not even hit markers when you shoot somebody. It's just like the blood or shooting a drone. It's kind of gets destroyed bit by bit. Embark has a really good level of polish that is applied in a totally new way here that I thought was really cool. The PvP encounters are interesting. It's got that battle royale flavor where it matters so much. You're calling out where people are. You're deciding whether or not to even take the fight, which I always like. Supposedly in extraction shooters, you know, there's proximity chat. So there's even incentive to like, let's not shoot each other. Let's not make this a thing. Let's both get our loot and leave. But that pretty much never happens, even in the playtest with press people. It's everybody just...
Oh, so you can say to bad guys like, hey, we're all friends here.
Yes, totally. And I did that once when I caught somebody opening a door. I like came up behind them. They were opening a door, which takes a long time and is loud. I could have killed the heck out of them. And I said, hey, if you don't kill me when you're done with that, I'm going to not kill you. Is that okay? They said, great. so I do enjoy that potentially.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Giving like Rust kind of energy.
Yeah. But again, it's like, I don't know if they do enough to incentivize it. It's too early to say for sure, but it is still, most people are going to shoot each other because you then get everything the other person has, and that is a lot. Killing people, especially like camping at the extraction point, people coming to go leave after they're all done looting, you get an easy shot off on them, then you get to take advantage of all their hard work. Which to me was like, as a genre, extraction shooters feel like they just are fundamentally not for me, because even though I like to think that when you play a game, you are getting knowledge about the game, you're getting better at it. It's not all about the physical, quote unquote physical little items you're getting. So dying with a bag full of loot in this game, maybe you still learn something about it. But it's still the balance of how much time I spent collecting this loot, how quickly I died, and how little you get because of that. It feels so much like a waste of time. And when you kill somebody at the extraction and get all the loot they got, you know, I'm not looking for a pat on the back here, but I just feel bad. It's like, I know how long it took to get that loot. It sucks that this happened to you.
It sounds like a game not for empathetic gamers.
Maybe not.
I tell you, so sometimes when I die in a multiplayer game, I like to think I made the other person happy.
That's
You
really
know what I mean?
nice.
Right.
You're like that sucked. Oh, that makes me so mad. But at least that person probably liked it. So like, some joy was created from what just happened.
Exactly. They killed me in a goofy way, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
I got one question.
please
Go ahead. Okay. So when I've seen like a lot of trailers. I think the trailers are nice for arc raiders, but the one thing I'm concerned about with this game, and I think it shouldn't be concerning, but it is going to be a live service game, is I wonder if the characters look cool. And I want to know if in your time with this beta you saw any characters who like looked cool. They had cool stuff on.
I mean, the finals is set such a high bar for that. I think the finals has the coolest cosmetics ever, and it's all individual pieces. So you're building your own little outfits. And this is more simple than that. It is set outfits you're getting from the battle passes, of which there are multiple, and you can progress them all at any time. You are just getting the set outfit, which is pretty, again, serious survival stuff. And you can do little tweaks of just the goggles instead of the hat, whatever, a couple little dials that make it a little more personalized, and you can unlock new colors to change it to, dye it. And those look pretty good. I'm not sold on like I want to super collect all of these. In the battle passes, there is also credits to buy actual resources or resources themselves, which like in an extraction shooter where you want the loot, that is a bit more of that passive progression. Okay, now I can just get this for free in the pass and it goes right into my account and I can hoard it and hang on to it and feel like I have something. Those are definitely the rewards I'll be going to first in the battle pass versus the cosmetic stuff.
Is it within the finals like universe, or is it just developer? They're just working on those two games.
I think it's
not
just
like
developer.
Okay, so there's no fiction like connecting the two games or anything like that.
I don't think so. They also use AI voice actors, which is whack.
Uh-oh.
And sticks out even more here than in the finals, because the finals they're kind of doing a announcer voice, hyper energetic, specific tone, and this is like the vendors in town are trying to be serious, but they're like, at least in this version, mispronouncing words and stuff.
Why? Why?
I don't know. So they can iterate faster is what they like to say.
That's a crazy, they attempt to make a case where it's like, well, it's reading your username. How cool is that? You know what I mean? Like
it doesn't even.
Yeah,
that
nuts.
would make it make some sense, and they have not done that.
Mm-hmm.
Barbie Horse Adventure
defensible.
did that decades ago. That's not. We don't need that.
Well, that was AI, Haley. Sorry.
No, I think Barbie, the voice actress, read every word actually, and there was like 8 million of them. You should look it up. It's really funny.
Okay.
They did that in Fallout 4 as
Right.
well, but Kyle was not on the list.
That's crazy.
Kylie was, which is like usually I'll play as like a female character and name them Kylie, but Kyle, the robot wouldn't call me Kyle in Fallout 4, so I snapped the disc in half.
Smart.
Is this kind of like Titanfall and Apex Legends where the shooting's the same, or is it whole different shooting?
It's remarkably different. I mean, Embark makes good games. Again, this like the shooting feels good, and it is cool that it is its own grounded survival thing where you're not getting hit indicators and you're having to really pay attention. Like, is that drone done? Did I take out its gun and now it's a little safer? Whatever. You're having to really be observant, which makes sense in a game like this where you're being observant for other people too. You know, you're really scanning the horizon a lot. That stuff I will shout out does feel super good, just the shooting by itself. Of course, shooting drones, I just don't have that much fun doing. The PvP encounters were pretty fun, but it's a little, I don't know. It asks you rate how that match felt at the end, and every match, whether I won or lost, I was like, that sucked. I didn't like killing people or being killed or not meeting anybody. That also was boring. Even when I got out with free loot, you know? It's just the genre just fundamentally isn't for me. This seems like a really well-made one of them that is remarkably different from the finals while still being polished. But it's kind of taught me that it's not going to be my thing.
Is skin deep your thing?
Kyle, there's basically never been something more my thing.
Okay,
wow.
phew, man. There was a quiver when you said Kyle.
He's crying.
Yeah, happy tears.
Okay, great.
This just came out today. I've been playing it since Monday, so I'm only like 5 hours in. It's an immersive sim with a goofy attitude. It kind of looks like a roguelike. That's kind of what I assumed it was, but it's not so far. It's totally curated levels. Like all the best immersive sims. You really want that for like the interesting secrets on every single level. And there's cool story stuff. Like this Blendo Games, who did 30 Flights of Loving and Quadrilateral Cowboy, which I didn't play, but people speak very highly of. And me being new to like this company's sense of humor, I am really taken by it and really want to go back to those. So it's like old news how fresh and funny this is for people who like those games. But this to me is like an amazing breath of fresh air that is so much heart and so much cool immersive sim ideas.
You played this during Next Fest, right? Didn't you play a demo of this with Janet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, did that make you as excited for it for when it finally came out? Was the demo good or?
The demo was pretty good, but of course didn't really open up fully, and getting more opened up in this has sold me on it more. It's like bit by bit, each level they introduce new mechanics that keep it fresh. And of course it's such a simulation, as immersive sims are, that it's all exponential. When they add something new, you are getting like all these new experiences out of it. But for most basic level, you're going between all these different spaceships, and you're doing little immersive sim encounters where sometimes, I mean, pretty much every time there's like 3 people on the ship, 3 to 6, but they're all requiring a lot of thought to take out. There's no stealth kill button or whatever. The closest thing you have to a stealth kill, straight up 1-button stealth kill. The closest thing is throwing a box of pepper, which makes people sneeze, throwing it at them. They're stunned and sneezing. You can pounce on them, and then you're on their back, leading them around the room and smashing them into stuff. And you have to smash them into a certain amount of things. Sorry?
God of War style.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
You remember like getting on a Cyclops and then you're just kind of like steering
Kratos through the pepper at them. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Is this? I was looking at the trailer. This kind of looks like at a muted trailer, right? So you could be like, "You're terribly wrong about this. Shut up, Kyle." It kind of looks like a 3D heat signature. Is that fair?
That's pretty fair.
Okay.
I think it is a lot funnier, intentionally and unintentionally, than Heat Signature. Heat Signature is a little more serious, and that's a part of why this game is so made for me. Is I do love games like that, and I love plenty of games that are serious, but I love when the world is down to have a little fun with itself. And this,
we haven't talked about the objectives. What are you doing on these spaceships?
You're rescuing cats. It's kind of a Dragon's Dogma 2 situation where it's just humans and cats. But you're killing humans to save cats. And it's funny.
That's the incentive you needed to not feel bad about killing someone, is if it's for a cat.
Right, for a caged cat, finding the key. And yeah, to talk about some of the weird ass immersive sim ideas they have in here. As a fan of the genre, it's just like all these creative things that have all these implications that they have thought through, such as this walkie-talkie that pretty much everybody has. Every enemy, they use it to check in with each other when they hear explosion go off. They check in, make sure everybody's still alive. If they're not, they go on a combat alert. If you have a walkie-talkie, you can call to end the combat alert, and you go, "It's all clear, we got her," and that ends the combat alert. Or when somebody hears something loud and they start to check in, and they're checking in on each person individually, you have to hold the walkie-talkie as they call and go, "Greg here, Carl here," and then when it's your turn, you go, "Oh, I'm here too." Otherwise, a combat alert starts.
That's fun.
Good. That's good.
It's such a cute idea. And then there's times where it's like, okay, I've killed 3 out of 4 people, and now one person is doing the check-in, and I have to do all these different voices to check in for everybody. But it spends the battery to do it, so I didn't have the one for the third person, and that gave it away.
So he came looking.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I got to play a little bit just in prep for the podcast. And one thing I thought was really cool is when you finish a level, you basically get like a no-clip camera to explore the level freely. So you can like fly around the entire level and see the stuff that you missed. I thought that was cool as hell. I don't know if that's like common or like a thing that you've ever seen before, but I hadn't seen that. I thought that was so neat.
I didn't even notice you could do that, to be honest. I did notice that
it's where you have to like hold down X to move on. So it's like right when it says like level complete, you can actually just like fly around. You're like, oh, that's where that was, or like, oh, this is cool. Like because what's neat is every space station you can actually spaceship, I should say, you can freely explore the outside too.
Yeah.
You can go out of the airlock, and then you can kind of just see from the exterior like how this actual ship is built. And so it's like a really nice 3D level design, I would say.
Definitely. And there's different fuse boxes you're unlocking for different systems of like unlocking the airlocks, unlocking the vents, unlocking the trash chutes that end up being these different points of entering and exiting the ship that you can kind of go, okay, now I can go via the trash chutes. But of course that makes me smelly, and I leave a trail of smell around everywhere, and people can detect that until I wash myself in the sink. or there's like I was outside figuring out how to get into this ship, and I saw there's a guy just by a window, and I just went up to the window and I kind of tapped it with one of my objects, and he turned around and looked at me and got aggroed and shot at me, and it blew up in the window and sucked him out into space. And then I got to
That's so cool.
And it's constant stuff like that again, because it's really it's refreshingly. I did not expect how scripted it is in that it is set levels with set goals and side goals that you see one mechanic on one level and never see it again, or get a new mechanic that changes every level you get going forward. It's really it's been like new, exciting, funny, stupid, silly things every single mission so far, for sure.
Is it
cool.
210s material, you think?
I think so. I hope other people play it. It's too early for me to say like if it keeps up that momentum, but if it does, I mean, it really could be my number one.
Oh,
Wow.
number one.
Our next game, I'll frankly be frustrated and upset if it ends up in the 210s. We're now talking about Puffies.
So wait, you think it should not be in the 210s?
FFIES. Yeah, I will be outraged if it ends up anywhere close to the 210s.
I feel like, okay, so Puffies is an Apple Arcade game. It's from the people that made Stitch, which is a very, very simple, cute puzzle game. I like Stitch a lot too. I have actually been wrestling a little bit with like, I think I would be lying to myself if I didn't at least pitch this for like a top 10 list, because I have played it like every day for like a month, where I'm just like, the game is it's just puzzles. It's just a puzzle game. Like literally, I mean like a puzzle you buy in a box and you pour on your table, and jigsaw puzzle, right? But it's like that, but just really simplified for mobile devices, and I just can't stop playing. I don't know. I
love the look of it.
I have you played it, Haley, or are you just looking at it?
No, but I'm going to. This is I need to play this tonight.
Just drag things on. There's a daily puzzle. I hate games where you have to check in on things. I don't want obligations. That is not what I'm looking for in entertainment. But every morning I'm like, I get to do the daily Puffies puzzle. This one's gonna be a little funky. Yeah, I love it. It's good. It's simple. And I'm sorry if I'm upsetting you, Kyle. And it's very strange to say my name out loud to somebody else, I gotta say.
Yeah, so here's the thing is like, I played Puffies based off the recommendation. It's like, yeah, you gotta try Puffies. And it's basically, I wouldn't describe it any differently than you just did. And so like when I'm hearing you talk about it, I wonder if it's just like part of like the natural satisfying feeling of completing one of these Puffy sticker puzzles, just like the act of having it filled in, that just like feels good.
I mean, it's like I'm a big Picross guy.
Are you discovering puzzles right now, Kyle?
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe it's just like, it's just like it's good for your brain. Like brains love stuff like that.
Of course,
I play a lot of Picross, although I haven't in a while actually. I've been kind of lapsed on Picross. But like Picross is a game where you just kind of like you understand how the puzzle works, and you build it and you build it and you build it. And in the end, you get like something close to a picture. I mean, it's really, sometimes they're really stretching it, but this is like the same sort of itch that's being scratched, where it's just like you're working, and then you have like this full image that's really cute, and the art's really great.
I have been enjoying Puffies. The art is really good. It's just like the main appeal is just looking at the different stickers. Like that's just pleasant to do. But I think Picross, you encounter a lot more challenge at a certain point. There are points where you're confused. And this game, I've gotten to hard and very hard. Does it ever get actually hard?
I find it I got a message the other day. What did it say? Hold on. I'm sorry to pause here. I don't want to hold us up too much, but it said, if I could find the screenshot quickly, it basically said like you're completing the puzzles faster than we can make them. You need to like chill out. You are solving packs faster than we can design them, but we'd love you to keep you entertained while we create even more content for the next update. Which I was like, oh, geez, that's not a good sign.
That's like chill, bro, but in nice language.
But I have had a point where it's like, because you get the really, really big ones that are like a harder difficulty, they're still not particularly challenging, but it's a lot of like, you don't, because like the trick is like there's like little weird jagged edges and rounded edges that you can be like, oh, well, that obviously goes there. And now I'm at a point where it's a lot of straight lines and just lots of corners. you know?
Yeah.
So that does make it a little more challenging. But no, it never hits a point of like where I'm really putting a lot of thought into it.
And of course,
which is why it's such a go-to mobile game, because it's
Sure.
like, yeah, I'll just solve a Puffies puzzle real quick, you know?
And of course, it doesn't like need to be hard to be good, of
No,
course. But it is something about it where I'm like, I don't feel like I would want it on the 210s or care about it getting on the 210s because it is like such a. It's almost too effortless to be notable.
Yeah.
It's
and,
like almost a visualizer.
I
It's
don't
the
know
best
if I'm
little puzzle thing of the year, you know, but not the best game of the year.
maybe coolest thing. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to fight for it, but I just want to make sure I'm acknowledging to myself that like you spent a lot of time with this game,
Yeah.
and like, you know, like you can't like pretend you didn't care about this, considering how many Puffies puzzles you've solved is kind of where I'm coming at it from.
Sure.
Yeah, Puffies, Apple Arcade.
I like the name. I used to love little Puffy stickers. Did you guys have sticker books when you were kids?
Of course.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you get the puffy ones, it's like, oh, these got to go somewhere real special. They're like the best stickers.
The
imagine if they
shiny,
turned
I
that
guess,
into a game.
holographic stickers also really good.
Oh, those are
Yeah.
the best.
Okay, it's time for questions from patrons. Is there a name for this segment?
Community questions.
Community questions.
Community questions, of course. I should have written that down.
2 M's.
But first,
But
but first, I'm sorry, Kyle, I never get to ask this.
Okay, go ahead.
You know how this whole thing operates?
I have no idea.
You fool. You ignoramus. It's, of course, Patreon. Our lovely patrons. Let's hear it for them.
Hey!
All right.
The music is much better live. We are community supported and we love it. They help us do so much crazy stuff. I flew to Ohio recently because of Backstage Pass patrons support and voting for me to go fly to Ohio to eat Skyline Chili with Charles. Great video. They didn't know they were voting for it, but anyway, it was their money. We got that Indica special going on this week for new or upgrading patrons, returning patrons. But really, I'm not trying to get you to be a patron. I really just want to thank the existing patrons, because without them, this whole thing wouldn't operate. I am
We want the
8-bit.
new ones too, though, right?
Sorry?
We want the new ones too, though, right?
Yeah, of course we want the new ones, but it's like I'm also really authentic as a person, and I want to make that clear.
Get down to earth. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. I am 8-bit. This week and previous weeks, they're talking about their Persona Mega Mix vinyls. Have y'all seen these things?
Those things are sick.
They're gorgeous. They're very
gorgeous.
unique to each game, 3, 4, and 5, and they're all beautiful, and they're at iam8bit.com right now.
Is it true that it's the best songs from each game put on these remix vinyls?
And more. And even ones that aren't as good on there. You can use the promo code. It's going to be May for 10% off everything under $100. It's gonna be May. Gonna. Classic slang. And May like the month, May. But even more important than that, they'll be sending out an exclusive edition of the Sea of Stars vinyl.
Ooh.
Yay!
I love Stars.
I have that behind me, right here.
Oh, let me take this JPEG away. Point at the real thing.
This thing here.
Wow, that's amazing. Haley, you fool! It's not that. It's a different thing. It's the physical version of the game for Xbox.
Sorry.
Series X
That's also
and
cool,
Xbox
though.
One. Yeah, you're just saying that. So that's what our community question winner is going to be getting this week, and that's exciting. But the vinyl also is something that you can purchase, hopefully from them. I hope they still have them. Yeah, it looks like they still have them. Yeah, great. Our promo code, of course, is It's Gonna Be May for 10% off everything under $100. That's a code specific to us. Thank you.
There's a song I'm thinking of. Hopefully everybody here can help me with this. I don't know the name of it, right? But I remember the part that's like, I'm seeing stars, I'm seeing stars. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that a Coldplay song?
Definitely not Coldplay.
Sounds kind of Coldplay.
Not British. So maybe I'm seeing stars, I'm seeing stars. Anyway,
You wanna
whenever
put
I
that
hear
here?
whenever I hear Sea of Stars, I think of I'm seeing stars.
That's cool.
What? I'm thinking of
don't know this
cause in a sky full of stars, I think I saw you. That's why I thought about Coldplay.
Okay, all right.
Got a little mixed up.
So let's ask some actual good questions. These come from the community. We're going to start off with one from Luca Alberti. hello MinnMax and crew, and Kyle, the Dark Prince. Last week, I had the opportunity to attend the Switch 2 event in Milan and got to play Metroid Prime 4, a game I've been waiting for since I was 17 years old. What was the one game you had to wait the longest for before you could finally play it? And was it worth it? For those wondering, the highlight of MP4 was surprisingly the HD Rumble. Best Rumble I felt in any Nintendo game.
Well, they didn't play 1-2 Switch. The Ice Cube minigame? Come on.
Oh, I did hear about that.
I think, for me, the one that comes to mind is Twilight Princess. Primarily because and it's like, I bet it took less time between reveal and launch than, Tears of the Kingdom's initial reveal and launch.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Twilight Princess is like it kept getting like nudged back. And it was like an era where video game news wasn't so prevalent. And I remember I was working at GameStop and I remember Nintendo did this or GameStop did it internally or what. But I got like an automated call at the store that was like, we have news about your, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess pre-order. I was like, oh, cool. And it was like, it's been delayed. Like,
gonna
definitely. And I was like,
can't wait to
my
see you
gosh.
the day you pick it up normal day.
Yeah. And then it sort of switched to becoming a Wii game, which was like a whole other sort of delay. And then it became this thing that I was so excited for because I was so excited for the Wii specifically. Like, it is one of the consoles I have been the most excited about just because it was so different and unique at the time. And so it just made the wait for Twilight Princess just like I would dream about it. Like, I was just like, I was frustrated by it. And it was, for me, it was worth it because I loved Twilight Princess. That's still like one of my favorite Zelda games.
I remember being uniquely excited for the Wii as well. I remember actually getting to the last page on Google Videos back when that existed, video.google, like running out of videos about the Wii to watch. But my big one was Red Steel because it looked so different in the previews and in the Game Informer screenshots.
Cover.
I was truly like, I'm really going to be shooting and using a sword.
Iconic pachinko parlor screenshot.
And
you know the one I'm thinking of? Yeah. Red Steel has like one iconic
exploding and stuff. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Like the game, it doesn't look like that at all. But I remember seeing that screenshot and thinking like, oh, they really have something here.
Yeah, I remember reading about like they had to the reaction time for the Wii remote is like humans react faster to it, and it made like the way we had to address sort of gameplay. It's like humans can swing a Wii remote faster than they can aim a cursor on screen, and I was just like, this is it. But it's the future. I mean, I'm going to be busy playing Twilight Princess, but I'm very excited to see what this thing is.
Mine was Red Dead 2. Yeah, Red Dead 2. I wanted to play Red Dead 2 as soon as I finished Red Dead 1. And to the fact that when GTA 5 came out, I was like, oh, where's Red Dead 2? And that was still like so many years before that was.
Is it like a 10-year span between the two games?
2011 was it? And 2018.
So like 7. That's
7.
That's still significant.
Yeah, but I was in law school at the time when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, and I actually had I was during my midterms, and I remember sitting in my contracts law midterm, being like, my pre-order's ready right now, but I need to finish this contract law, and like studying for those exams was so hard because literally every moment I was studying was just like, I'm gonna get to play Red Dead 2. I'm gonna get to play Red Dead 2 later. I'm gonna get to play Red Dead 2, just like writing on cue cards and stuff. That's all I thought about.
Wow, I'll look at the play.
So that's just that was probably because of how long I wanted to play it, plus the additional hurdle of having to do my very first law school exams right before I was allowed to play it. But that weekend where I just like ordered a big old pizza and got like 24 beers and just was like, I'm so freaking set. This is gonna be the best weekend of all time, and it was. It was the best weekend.
Beautiful.
How'd you do on the midterm?
Fine. I failed my public law one, but they have fail safes, so that's what that's for. Is what I told myself. And I graduated law school in the long term.
GTA Online similarly was the one where I was at work writing out my excitement about it, knowing GTA Online was coming and making a list of like, here's all the different cars I want for all these different situations. I gotta have like a van that we can shoot out the back of and stuff.
For whom?
Yeah.
for me and my friends. And truly just like, bored at work, downtime, can't be on my phone, but I can be doodling in my little notebook. Just like wanting to
so then
think about
you would
GTA
just rip
Online.
out this piece of paper and say to your friend, "Hey, dude, look at this. It's all the things I hope are in the next GTA."
Or for your own internal excitement prep, right?
Yeah. It was between the Game Informer preview of GTA 5 and GTA Online and the game coming out, and me, again, that being like infinite possibility space. This is going to be me being a real criminal with my friends.
And then they also did, the game launched, and then GTA Online launched like a week later, right?
Maybe a month.
Wasn't there also was it
It was
a month?
afterwards,
Okay.
definitely afterward. Yeah.
Was that excruciating as well, or was that just like you knew that going in?
It was a little excruciating, and then the first day when it didn't work for anybody, and we were just all together having a LAN party, refreshing, trying to get back in, occasionally getting lucky and getting in some broken version where it skipped the character creator and gave you some random NPC and just running around and punching other NPCs because that's all you could do to grind your fighting stat.
So it was not worth the wait, on at least that first night.
That first night, no, but I did put hundreds of hours into that game. I had a real moment with it.
They did like Red Dead 2 Online as well a month, didn't they? I think they did that.
Yeah,
like where they
well.
waited to launch the online version.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, I get
I wonder
it.
if they'll do that for 6, or if they figured it
Definitely.
out
No,
Yeah.
no possible way. I think that's like the sincerest expression of anticipation. To write down the thing, like, you know what I mean? Like you're writing a letter to the video game almost.
Right. And
It's a love letter.
I wonder if I would
you.
do that now, or if it was me at that age, that holding on to that
That's so
childlike
cool.
wonder.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of it for myself, right? And I think it's Metal Gear Solid 4 because of this weird way that game rolled out over its years of being unveiled as this completely other game, right? Phantom Pain was revealed as the title before it was even attached to Metal Gear Solid, and so I feel like
wait, you said 4. Are you talking about 5?
I'm talking about 5. Thank you very
Okay, I
much for
just
the
wanted to be
correction.
clear.
Yeah, MGS 5. Yeah. Because like that was like I felt like being all around for the ride of that is what like built the anticipation so much, and I actually really like Ground Zeroes.
Me
and
too.
so like by the time I was finally able to like pick that game up, I was like, no question, this will be a work of genius. I'm ready for it. And then that was the most anticipated I ever felt, but like not the most satisfied, I guess.
Sure.
Our next question comes to us from Rin. What are your thoughts on the BDS boycott, divestment, and sanctions boycott against Microsoft and Xbox in particular? It's incredibly easy to not buy an Xbox game. Sheesh. But what responsibilities do you think outlets have when covering businesses with a direct through line to, war? Kinect has famously been used in army training programs, for instance.
Beyond satire.
Yeah,
It's
it's
being used for that.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I don't know the best approach, but like you definitely need to like do what's best for you and like boycott what you want to boycott, and like I don't know, right? Like I don't feel great about it. I don't know how to react to it,
Yeah, I think it's good to mention it if we're still going to cover it, to still have like some addressing of it, because it's like almost harder to address because it is coming at one of the 3 companies we cover, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
Like that's such a big thing to take that on, but it's I think you can still bring awareness to it even if you're not gonna cancel your Game Pass.
It's tough because it's such a ubiquitous company too that has its tendrils in like every aspect of our lives in a way that's like hard to avoid.
This
So the best you
podcast is
can
being
do is
recorded on Windows right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the best you can do is
So-
just continually surface it and make sure people are aware of it.
And
That's
if
the
it's
thing,
important to you,
that's-
of course, you don't have to buy any of this stuff, of course.
I think about that a lot when it comes to responsibilities, and like obviously a lot more outside of like decide like which companies to cover and which ones to get excited about. I did want to call out because just this week there was an indie game named Tenderfoot Tactics that delisted itself from the Xbox store. They say we stand in solidarity with the BDS movement. We call on others in our community to do whatever they can to fight this historic injustice. Free Palestine. And then honestly, there's a watermelon emoji. I don't know the significance of that. But anyway,
I don't either.
that's one game, right? One game said like, yeah, it's kind of messed up that, Microsoft is, helping the Israeli army, right? Like their military force, right? So it's like, I get like one game did it, right? And I'm sure a lot of other games are like applauding it, but also not delisting themselves. And so like, It is always personal, kind of like what Kyle said. You know what I mean? It's always your own personal call.
Not weirder in the backstage patch chat says the watermelon is the colors of the Palestine flag.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird how it comes into it. How I like, if I'm personally not getting Microsoft games, which I haven't so far, and it hasn't been a tough decision, and maybe it will be a tougher decision at some point. It comes into the thought process of like, I don't want to make anybody else feel bad, like they shouldn't either. Anybody else on the MinnMax team or whatever. And I don't know how much that should come into it. Probably not very much, but it's just something that always comes up with like the Hogwarts Legacy and stuff. It's like people think it's a moral judgment of them because you're doing something different and because it's on moral grounds. But it's like we all have our own lines and our own complexities on where to draw those lines and how. And it's not like I don't judge people here for playing Oblivion Remaster or whatever.
I think as long as you're vocal about it, like you guys have already said, that's like the bare min we can do. And just be frustrated with the fact that we live in a world where an entertainment company is doing that. And maybe we could fix the underlying societal problems that go into creating a environment where that kind of thing can even happen, let alone, be real and not satire, as Leo's pointing out. It's like every single thing you ever can consume is problematic because we live in, what's the saying? There's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Like that's literally like as much as that's such a scapegoat, and I kind of like roll my eyes when people say that, it's low-key kind of true too. Like when I woke up this morning, I used probably 15 tools that were probably created in some messed up way that if I looked into it more, I'd feel like the most morally corrupt person of all time. Yeah. And I hate that we live in this world we've made for ourselves.
And again, it's you can still draw your own lines within that, and something like AI where you can say MinnMax is a non-AI outlet and totally like abide by that and have moral reasons for doing that for things that AI represents that you don't support. It's also like I'm going to hell for how much power my computer uses, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the things this computer has done over the years, the renders, that's accelerated the end timeline of humanity by a good bit.
I still can't get rid of this one time back when I was younger where I found a baby bird in a bush on my way to the bar and I didn't know what to do with it. And I left it in the bush and I went to the bar, and the rest of my life I think about that bird. I was like, why didn't I cancel my night and help that little baby bird? I left it in a bush. It's probably dead now.
What could you have done?
I don't know. Something.
CPR?
I did. I picked it up and I went into a hotel nearby and I said, can we call someone to come get it? And they said, get it out of here. so I put it back down in the bush and my friend said, come on, leave it. And I went, I really feel bad about this. And they're like, it's fine. And
you did that
something. Yeah, I thought that was hypothetical.
10 years ago.
If you did that, that's
but then I put it back down.
At the hotel, they said, please go turn around and take that bird out of here.
Yeah, to be fair, like a drunk girl was walking in with a baby bird. They just didn't want to deal with that. So, all right, like, fair enough. I don't know why I brought this up. Maybe just the fact that, like, yeah, I'm going to hell too, but for lots of reasons, including that and also the baby bird thing. So I could have done more.
I'm sorry to bring up two serious questions in a row. This next one is from Forrest with 2 R's. How do you guys think you would feel if you were driving and you splatted a bug on the windshield?
I love this obvious.
You splatted a bug on the windshield. It was obvious that it was some kind of advanced tourist bug. Like it leaves a little bug-sized paper map and shoes with its splat.
I would
feel really bad.
I would feel really bad. This is kind of like the
scrape it off the windshield and take it into the local nearby hotel, and I would say, like, can we do something here?
Would you be like 4 or 5 shots in when you did that?
I would definitely see what the map
I wouldn't be driving.
Oh yeah,
driving at least. Maybe
your friend was driving.
Yeah, the map contents is actually pretty important. It could be an evil little bug.
Right, if it's like the Pentagon's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it murder now that he has a map and a little hat?
Bug slaughter, but not murder.
Yeah.
Bug slaughter.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that would be bug slaughter.
I think my mind would just reel with the idea of like the larger ramifications of like, was this an alien like visiting Earth or something like that's where I would sort of spiral and lose it, I think.
And then the next time you look at it, it's a normal bug, and then you feel crazy. What if that little bug was hired to assassinate you?
Oh.
I would feel so good. Yeah, I would feel like, gotcha.
Map
if the
to your
map is
house.
to my house,
Yeah.
I'd feel it. Yeah.
It has your IP address written on it.
But if it is just like, local waterfalls and stuff.
He's
Then I'd feel
spending
bad.
Bug Hansen.
Yeah.
It's Bug Hansen.
Yeah. Because what that bug is, it's probably that bug's last day. You know what I mean? That bug's just, trying to do whatever it can before it has
Last
to pass
and
its
only
bug
day,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. If a living thing has less days of life, is their life worth less?
No, it's more
who wrote
precious.
in that
if
question?
anything.
It's more precious now. So
Nah,
a
'cause
fruit fly that lives like 8 hours, would you kill that with less thought than a fly that lives 2 days?
Nah, because so they're both bugs. So I feel like you got to do. It's like a giraffe that lives for
Well,
1
that's
day versus
so
a giraffe that lives for 20.
I gotta kill giraffe.
Which one would you rather kill?
That's a
the
good
giraffe
question.
seems really important. More
You got to
important
kill
than a
one
bug.
giraffe. Which one do you kill?
Which one? There's 2 giraffes now?
They both,
There's 2 giraffes. One will live to be 20. One will live to be 1 day. Which one do you kill?
The 1
And
day
they're-
giraffe.
And they're on the
I
they're
guess
on the
so.
trolley.
But that's just the trolley
Yeah.
problem, yeah. But
No, you gotta pick one in this case.
That's the giraffe problem.
but their life is more precious. That's actually tripping me out.
Yeah, but you've robbed it of its only experiences it'll ever have.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Even if
wild.
it's only for a day.
I just don't want to kill any giraffes.
You have to, Kyle.
I'm stoked about killing a giraffe. Don't get me wrong. I think that'll be
Imagine
cool
strangling a
experience.
giraffe. Do you do it from the top or the bottom?
Oh, it's. I
feel
mean,
like the top.
The top.
that's
right?
the riskiest way to kill a giraffe.
They'll
Strangling.
swing their head around, man. Those guys.
that's wild.
I'm thinking more of like
I-
the newborn baby giraffe. You got some time.
The base
I
of
think
the
it was
next
a
sticker for
social-
sure.
I think it was a
Yeah.
social media post that now I feel bad about not being able to attribute properly. But someone pointed out once that like it's crazy that we like have invented unicorns as this like mythical, impossible creature that might have lived on Earth at one time. But like giraffes were just like, yeah, no, that's like,
know.
yeah, those are real and that's fine.
I can't believe giraffes are real. I think about that sometimes. Rhinos too is really just like unicorn but fat and shorter. And we're like, yeah, it's a rhino. I'm like, that's literally the same thing as a unicorn, but sure. It's just the horn bit.
Wow. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the point is our mythological creatures are somehow more practical than the ones that truly roam our planet.
Yeah, it's like legitimate
Mythological-
animals are much crazier
Yeah.
than a horse that has a horn.
Yeah, that's
They need
true.
to be
yeah.
hot. Mythical creatures need to be hot, otherwise then they're not mythical. Like a rhino's not hot. Sorry, rhinos. You're not hot. But like a horse is hot. I mean, what? No,
A
it's
giraffe's
not.
kind of a horse.
Yeah. It's like
I
a
got
wild
another hot
horse.
question. This one comes from Tess. Hey, MinnMax. Is there a best month to release a game in? Do you just enjoy games more during certain time periods? I looked at the data from Jeff Keighley's Game Awards to see if there's anything interesting. So the month with the most Game of the Year winners was March with 3, but 8 out of 11 winners released between February and June. If you just want to get nominated, it's completely different, though. October nabbed the most nominees with 11. Wow. Despite no game ever coming out in October ever having won. March and September tie for the second for nominees with 9 each. Do better games get released in March, or is it just the right time to fall in love?
Man,
We've had
it's
so
like
many
no-
debates about this at the game end of the year debates about
Right, and like here's the hard
forgetting-
data, though. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because like November used to be like the only time to release your good game. Like
Yeah.
you would just hold it till November. But yeah, now March has become this weird like zone of just really amazing games sort of like coming out in the beginning of the year. I don't know why that seems to be happening. I mean, Switch
Would you say that was-
Switch released in March and Breath of the Wild released in March and like last year we had like a Dragon Infinite Wealth was in March and stuff.
Yeah.
Why is that? I don't know why that's
This year, Monster Hunter was March, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a
It's
sweet
March. The
spot
answer's March.
of, January, we've all forgotten about it. That was basically last year versus
Yeah.
it has enough time to build up and have people spread it through word of mouth, everybody get a chance to play it versus something in October getting nominated but not having like the amount of people having time to get behind it to get a win versus a nomination. If we're to truly go off this data.
And then like to get nastier in the data too, talking about like financial quarters, right? So like there's almost no value in launching a game in January because it already missed the quarter, right? So like might as well delay it till the end of the next one or until it's ready, right? Like if you're gonna launch a game in January, like it should have been ready before holiday. Like, you know, give it as much time as it needs after that. And so I feel like maybe there are these waves of like, you know, November used to be the hot time, but like you know, these companies need money every quarter coming in. And so maybe, you know, the best ones do come in at the ends of those shifts.
I personally love a little May, June release, like right when your seasonal depression's ending and you're like, oh my God, I want to live. And then like your new fave game comes out at the same time, especially on a handheld. You can sit outside and play it for the first time in like 5 months.
Yeah.
Oh, the best game.
Switch 2 is coming out in June this year.
They know. That's why they did it.
They know.
Yeah. Here's another question for you. From Blunkers. What TV game show do you think you have the best shot at winning? I like this. It's not like which one do you want to go on and have fun. It's like which one do you think you could win this game? You could go on and you could beat everybody.
I have to look up what it's called.
We can help.
I'm embarrassed of this. I think I could win Harry Potter Hogwarts Tournament of Houses. And I honestly think I could, and I say that with regret because
is it like a trivia show?
It absolutely is a trivia show, and they have the 4 different houses and their little outfits. I have not watched an entire episode. It was on my parents' house on TV around Christmas, but it seemed like it was mostly trivia. And like maybe like you run a broom and go grab a Q-tip across the room or something stupid like that. I don't know, but I think I could do it. I know a lot of Harry Potter trivia.
On that same sort of idea, Max I think had a game show recently that was focused on the sitcom Friends.
Oh,
and like
yes,
I feel like I actually could do pretty well on that because like I'm almost certain I've seen probably every episode of Friends at least twice. Just like
I have as well.
Like watching it, like I've never watched it like on Max or anything. I've never like revisited it. Oh, that's actually not true. I did throw it on the other day when it was just like have some like weird familiar background stuff. But like I watched that show a lot when it was in syndication. You know what I mean?
What is Gunther's last name?
I don't think he has one, right?
Oh, I didn't come prepared. I didn't know. I was hoping you were going to be like Gunther Masterson. Like, shoot.
I wonder. I feel like that's like a thing about the show is Gunther doesn't have a full name.
Don't they just say as Gunther in the credits?
They might.
Does Gunther have a last name in Friends?
But here's the thing with both of you two. I think it's crazy you go so specialized, considering that like there are people who've seen every episode of Friends 10 times.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You're going up against those people. It's so specialized, and you think you can still beat them. It's not even that like I'm a huge Friends fan. I just think it's like permeated my life in a way that I'd never have gone out of my way to do, if that makes sense. That like if I just ended up on that show, like I think I would be shocked at how well I did it. Because I Googled right now and it's like there's like it's like a recurring thing in the show. Gunther did not have a last name like that. He was never like you won. You got that question right. Yeah, that's nice.
I know he bleached the hell out of his hair so much that like he had to stop because he was like messing up his hair.
So for the question, what's one thing you remember about Gunther? You've got it unlocked.
I got it. The bleach hair guy with no last name.
Why did he have headaches?
Give me $1 million.
His bleach. The Harry Potter Tournament of Houses also is like really poorly rated, so I feel like it doesn't have a lot of funding, doesn't have a big pool prize. Not as many people try to join it to win. Therefore, I could win.
Got you.
And yes, I still get Harry Potter things for Christmas, and I beg my parents, please, God, stop. I don't want them anymore. That's how much of a Harry Potter kid I was when I was younger. No more.
Does Love is Blind have a winner?
Yeah. The people who fall in love, I guess.
Yeah.
I could Moneyball style get it to the first viewing of each other. That's what I feel. And from there, it's just luck, Moneyball style.
I do watch reality TV show and sometimes think like I would be like terrible in this show because I would just be such a people pleaser that I would just be trying to get along with everybody and I would not be stirring the pot. I would be like the most boring person to watch. I would never make the cut.
Right.
But I think I would stick around. I would hope the people in the house would be like, yeah, he's all right.
They come for the people pleasers first.
That's true.
Yeah,
I would be there to make friends would be the problem.
There's a show, it's a reality competition show where all of the people competing are relatives of famous people.
Right.
Oh,
And like the
yeah.
idea is you have to keep your famous person a secret. I feel like I would be like, here's the thing. I don't qualify. I don't have a famous person, but I do feel like I'm smarter than everybody who's been on that show so far. And I feel like I could solve all the puzzles that they're like, who was in Sweet 16? It's like, oh my God, I can do this. Let me in there. But maybe the point of the show is that everyone is kind of dumb, you know? And maybe that's
Well, they
the
take all their phones and stuff too, right? Like you
Yes.
can't look anything up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they could just look up the person.
I mean, I understand. I
Facebook.
get
Look
it.
at their Facebook.
I know, but it's like I go in with confidence, right, with something like that. But if I can't Google what is Gunther's last name in Friends immediately, it's like maybe I'm screwed, you know?
Start to lose your mind a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. From bleaching. My hair from-
Steven Spielberg's grandson got kicked out episode 1 because he was looking at his phone under his bed sheets and they caught him.
Oh my God.
Isn't that cool?
I'm glad it wasn't his son who's making that game. Sparked Banner of the Lark. What's it called?
Linked Banner of the Sparks.
Thank you.
Okay, you know what? I feel like I might be confusing Steven Spielberg's grandson for Chuck Norris's grandson.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone remember the name of the show that I'm talking about?
I think I did see that. I watched a little bit of it. I did not stick around to the end, but I watched a couple episodes.
I watched the first episode.
I remember I saw a clip of the girl spin out who was related to Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
And she got really pissed that she got out so fast.
Searching
Are we all
celebrity
Googling-
adjacent reality show.
Yeah, I'm
Claim
so
to
sorry.
fame.
I'm
Claim to
so
fame.
freaking sorry to humiliate Steven Spielberg's grandson. It was indeed Chuck Norris's grandson who was the cheater, the little bedsheet cheater. And here's the thing:
Always on his
he
phone.
might have just been, texting and looking at pics under his sheets. But the rules are rules, you know.
Oh, that must have made for good TV when they had to catch him live in the act. Did they get
Rip the sheets off.
Yeah.
Oh, they waited for the everybody's in their nice clothes at the end. You know what I mean? It's like, we're gonna reveal the votes, but actually we're gonna kick off Chuck Norris's grandson. You know what you did? It's like he has to be exposed in front of everybody looking nice. You know?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was nice.
Wow. Little Chucky Norris, the third.
David
Question
Norris.
from Victor Hensley. When you're in a social setting where someone has the same name as you, do you feel that you have an underlying bond with that person because you have something in common? Or are you secretly trying to outdo them so you aren't as seen as the lesser version of your name? As someone who has never been in the same room as another Victor, I'm intrigued. And yes, this may have been inspired by the Kyles this week. That was clear.
Yeah. I certainly don't feel like I'm competing with you, but I'm also not a very competitive person. But I said it earlier. If I say your name to make sure you know that I'm speaking to you, it feels weird, and I don't care for it. Don't like.
I see. So do you when you talk to yourself in your own mind? Are you Kyle?
No, I'm just me. I.
You're king.
I'm king.
So you say
I go over there.
this dinner is for me. Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah.
This dinner
Are
is for
you
Kyle.
speaking in the third person?
No, I realize now it's weird to think of the third person.
Have
I
you
work
said
with
my name
the-
at all? Have you said to get my attention? Does it not feel strange and alien?
No, I guess I'm just it doesn't feel that weird to me. I feel like I'm not too
Try it.
attached to the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I feel like I've had to call you Bossman. It would be weirder for me.
Right. Well, I'm gonna look to the right, and you just try to get my attention. You let me know how it feels.
Kyle.
Hey,
Hey, it did feel weird.
it's weird.
Yeah.
I work with a Haley, and I don't get that at all. She's just also Haley. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she has an I in her name, so she's a freak. But
That
other
helps,
than
that
that,
helps, though.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Rivalry.
Also, my best friend's name is Michael. My partner's name is Michael. But I've been with both of them so long that I can say Michael and they know which one I mean without me having to specify, which is fantastic.
Can you give us an example?
If they're both in the kitchen, I can go,
Yeah.
Michael, and the right one will go, yep.
Which one's
Every time.
No.
address?
I need to know which one is which.
It's all
Okay, so
context-based. It's all
first-
context-based.
Call best friend Michael in from the kitchen.
Michael,
Okay, now call partner Michael in from the kitchen.
Michael. That's what what I'm saying. Something about
If
it. They
we
always
looked at the
know.
wavelinks, that's the exact.
That was
Exactly.
impressive, frankly. Yeah. I thought the partner might be a little bit like Michael, like a little more sing-songy or something, but no, not at all.
It's just something where maybe I'm doing it subconsciously. I don't even know, but they always respond right. It's always correct. And I always think to myself when the right one answers, I go, nice. How'd they know that? Anyways. Yeah. And I don't call one Mikey or Mike or nothing. They're both Michael.
I think that's respectful. If they prefer it, give them that full Michael.
They want the full Michael.
Leo, have you ever been in a room with another Leo?
Single digit times for sure. And it's an instant bond for that reason. Other Leos are
Cool.
rare. We got to stick together.
Nice. All right, we got a controversial question here. This one's a little buzzy. From Trapezoid. After last week's discussion of Oblivion Remastered, I got to thinking, why do certain studios seem to get a pass when it comes to releasing buggy games? Every Bethesda release seems to be riddled with bugs initially, and everyone seems to collectively say, oh, those rascals at Bethesda at it again, while other studios seem to get much more crap for releasing buggy products.
Who wrote this one?
Trapezoid.
They must have forgotten Fallout 76, because that was like
that got eviscerated.
Yeah, like I remember, because I do think there is a degree of like bugs can, if they're not like game destroying features, right? There's bugs that make games not fun, but I will say often Bethesda bugs can be kind of fun, and you can reload saves pretty easily, so it's not like if your character falls through the ground and you just reload a save from 5 minutes ago, it doesn't like interrupt your experience that much. And I do remember when Fallout 76 came out, because it was always online, that sort of ability sort of evaporated. So you couldn't like just go back, and it made the game incredibly frustrating, and it was eviscerated at launch. The reviews were not friendly to Fallout 76, but there is like a certain degree of like games getting a pass and not getting a pass, and then Starfield came out and it was like super solid, and like
it really was.
I don't think people really gave Bethesda any flowers for that, really. They were just kind of like, yeah, this one works. Good job,
90% menus. It's really easy to make a menu not be buggy. Boom, roasted.
Nice one. Oblivion,
Thanks.
of course, it's part of the conversation that the old game was buggy and we're nostalgic for that. Yeah. So now going back to that, great. Bring back a more accurate version of my childhood. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's some nostalgia for a time when you weren't mad at everything, so you weren't mad at bugs in your games. But I think there's also something very real about, the bugs being less experience ruining in certain games.
I think there's geniuses in that they've almost made that like the style of their game development. Like it feels like 10% intentional sometimes, that things are just a little bit wonky to the point that you're like, yeah, this is Bethesda. Cool. And then they just get a free pass to make buggy, weird games for all time now.
Yeah, I believe in video game charisma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if a game is charismatic, you allow them to make more bugs. And if a game is not charismatic, you're upset at every little bug that pops up.
Very true.
Absolutely. You're building a case against it in one scenario.
Which game has the least charisma, Kyle?
What, like ever? Period?
I meant Kyle Bossman. How did you not know I clearly meant Kyle Bossman when I said that? Just kidding.
I'm so sorry.
What is the least charismatic video game of all time is really tough.
Wow.
Minesweeper?
Minesweeper's got a little smiley face on there. I get good vibes from Minesweeper.
That's swag.
Fair.
It's got some swag.
Like absolutely, like the game's just off-putting. You know what I mean? Like it gives you the heebie-jeebies that they even tried this. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is not the right answer, but this is my answer. The game with the least charisma is Brink.
Some color in there. A colorful game.
Mm-hmm.
Brink.
And
lacks the charisma though.
Yeah, that's a great
answer. The Division.
Okay, I can see that.
That's pretty good.
That's just you're a person and there's guns. That game
and
has
a disease.
And it's Christmas.
Barely Christmas.
The Christmas is the good part about it, yeah.
I didn't see a single Christmas tree when I played that.
Well, you didn't play very much.
Oh, I beat it.
Because it's honestly
Actually
weird how
beat
much
it.
Christmas stuff there is in those maps.
I actually beat it for Matt Burtz while I was an intern at Game Informer so that he could play the DLC. That was one of my jobs when I was an intern, was to beat the Division. So, take that.
I'm sorry, somebody had to review the DLC, so it was the intern's job to play the entire game up to the point of the DLC.
Yep, because they gave us a code for the DLC on the wrong platform, and Matt had not beat it on that platform.
Yep.
That
I
is
mean, it's
so
like,
funny.
that sounds weird, but it's like, you're just so excited in that position to be not getting paid to play video games. It's like the dream come
Oh,
true.
I was elated. I was like, I flew here on my own dime. I'm losing thousands a month, and I'm playing the Division on a couch by myself. This is great.
Which is lacking charisma, frankly.
Frankly,
Haven't seen a single Christmas tree. I'm just avoiding them somehow.
to go back home to my empty apartment because I haven't made friends yet. This is awesome.
And look at you now.
Do we have any more low charisma games to call out?
There's got to be more.
I was thinking
yeah.
of like Splatterhouse or something.
Oh
You know, might be a good one.
Sure. I think, I mean, I don't want to pile on to this poor thing, but Concord kind of got a nat 0 on the charisma check.
It tried to have charisma, which is it's like when
yeah.
somebody's trying to
worse.
be the class clown, but everyone hates them.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah. Battleborn, that's a good one, Chan says in the backstage pass.
Sure.
Yeah, low charisma for sure.
Lower is.
Let's do one more quick question. From Steve Evolution. Who would win in a fight? 1 Kirby or 100 Haleys?
It's a good, I
I'm
like this
very
question.
curious of this.
Kirby can
I mean,
only eat
Haley,
one
I'm
thing.
sorry, but I think it's Kirby.
Yeah, I can't think of 100 anythings that would beat 1 Kirby.
He's pretty soft.
What about like a
but
fighting
have-
polygon team?
What?
Smash Bros.
Like in
reference.
Smash Melee,
Brothers,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you also have to consider that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was like built on the premise that the narrative of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is that there is a power that suddenly exists in the universe that literally kills every popular video game character of every power level: Sephiroth, Cloud, Mario, Luigi. Kirby is the only one that survives.
Because he has no power.
Whoa.
Because Kirby has power. Come on.
He does.
So here's the
but
thing,
he's-
though. Sephiroth did kill that thing. So Sephiroth and Kirby are on the same level.
Did Sephiroth kill that
In
thing?
Sephiroth's reveal trailer, he slices that god in half, and it goes. Tss.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
But I do think 100 Haleys could kill Sephiroth. I'm not sure they can kill Kirby.
Wow. I'm 5'9/10.
Okay.
Does that help? I'm a big girl.
That's pretty
Let
solid.
me ask you this.
Stack up 100 of those, you got
Yeah.
a giant going. You got a stupid.
Do you ever make plans for what you would do if you see a clone of yourself? Do you have that in order at this moment?
Immediately put a mark on myself, so I know who's the real me.
So the problem is both of you are going to do that. I'm saying this is an identical clone who thinks exactly like you do.
I
So
think we
both
get
of you
along.
just marked your forehead.
I think we get along because I'm not threatened by myself.
You would maybe know that you have to agree on marking yourself differently.
Yeah, and then I'd
But
say
you would
get
both
this,
think
and
you're
that.
the original person, though, which would make it tough.
Of course we would, but I would be right.
So I
don't
They would
think
feel
about
the same way.
what we are going to do is flip a coin. Whoever gets heads gets to talk first.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go. That's pretty.
And so
smart.
from that point forward, there's Kyle 1 and Kyle 2.
All right.
And then I guess Kyle 2 and Kyle 3 would then have to flip it. You know what I mean? It's going to take 100 coin flips to get this worked out. But eventually, I think we could start communicating and building a plan. And I want to make sure 100 Haleys have a plan at all to kill 1 Kirby.
Right.
Okay. I think if
You have
there
anything?
was,
What are you going to do?
I think so. I obviously exist first, and then all of a sudden these other Haleys spawn into being. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
That's how.
For your best
Okay.
odds, let's say you are their leader.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm just thinking if they're spawning in, I know myself, I'm going to be very startled. I'm going to say, where am I? So I'm going to be leader Haley, who's already been spawned, who says, calm down. This is crazy. I know it's crazy. Look, it's me. You know yourself. Calm down. Stand over there. And I'd wait till they all are spawned in and they're standing, and then I would give a speech. And then I think all those Haleys would go, oh, God, she's handling it. Thank God. Because that's how I think. I would tell them what's going on. I would explain. I can't explain the circumstances of what's happening, but we need to kill that Kirby. Otherwise, we're all dead. I think I would believe myself because I'm looking around. That's the situation we're in. And then I would say, you know how to fight to the best of your ability because that's how I know. Let's try. and then we turn and fight.
So this is really grotesque, but I feel like if you have 100 people, you could do this. Imagine grabbing onto the sides of Kirby's lips and everybody pulling.
Yeah. No, I think if we surround Kirby,
you would turn the Kirby inside out. Like, I think that would be the way to do it.
I think a couple Haleys would have to sacrifice, so I might be like, charge!
Oh, for sure.
And then, like, you know, when you don't run for a few seconds, and then you sit, like, so the first pass can kind of go in front of you. That's what all the kings always do. And I always notice they go, oh! And then they hold their horse for a second and then ride. That's what I would do. And then the first couple Haleys might jump on him. A couple might get eaten. And then
Kirby would turn into a Haley as well.
Well, that might be a detriment. That might be good for us. Then we're more even. And then I think if we just start pulling, yeah, I think you're right. Just everyone grab a chunk and pull us.
like the parachutes from like elementary school.
Yeah,
like,
start waving it.
Oh, God.
Everyone hide underneath them and pull it behind you. Yeah, I think we could do it. 100 of me.
Yeah, 100.
And how tall is Kirby in real life? Like what, 5'1"?
Whoa, no, like 2 feet.
I have one. I
think. 2 feet?
Yeah,
that's nothing. That's a joke. We could kill him.
Don't you think of Kirby like a basketball? You're thinking of Kirby as like a human height.
But when he's standing next to like Link, like adult Link or something.
No. That's a basketball-sized Kirby. Yeah.
Well, that's just a thing Kyle has in his house. That's not him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to listeners, it's like a Kirby.
It feels like accurate to his real size, right?
I have a Kirby mug. That doesn't mean he's the size of a mug. This proves nothing.
That seems 1-to-1 scale. And it really was like the size of a basketball, except it's like a bowl, so you could put popcorn in there, presumably.
That was a cool thing.
Really, any food. Yeah, that was cool.
I think I could maybe do it.
2 feet tall. Stomp. 100 Haley
stomping doesn't work. No. Unless Haley's got spikes. We've seen spikes kill Kirby before, but like I don't think Haley could stop him.
I have big feet.
And there are 100. There is a lot of force behind 100 people, I guess.
Yeah, and all of us coming forward like really frantic, scary style, like stomping.
Yeah. The stomping makes me scared because like you are gonna kill some Haleys yourself.
Some of you may die.
There will be friendly fire if you just decide to stomp, and that's what I don't like that idea.
Friendly fire, oh no. I think we can do it.
I think.
What was our favorite question of the week?
I kind of like that last one. I mean, it's always the instinct is always to do the most recent one, but I mean that's it's a pretty fun question. 100 Haleys versus 1 Kirby.
I wish we were more confident in our friend, though. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Who's Kirby to us that we'd support him like this?
Kirby's a gaming god.
Just because
it's an honor to even say like you could last 5 minutes against Kirby. Like that'd be a big deal.
Sure.
He can jump up in the air and turn into a brick and squish like 5 of me at a time. That probably could happen.
Yeah. And
but then
Forgotten
I'll
Lands
learn that move.
is one of the top 5 Switch games ever.
True enough.
That's true. He's a living legend. Oh.
We had some fun stories about waiting the longest to play games.
That one was good too. Yeah. Gosh.
I like the one with the data on the game award. I've never thought about it that way.
Too.
Yeah.
Like that had some research behind it.
Yeah. As host, I don't like to inject at all, especially because the stakes are so high.
Right.
Sea of Stars is on the line, right?
For Xbox.
A great game that's getting DLC at some point soon.
Oh yeah, that is getting DLC soon.
Really soon, yeah. So I guess, the question really is, which question do we think deserves Sea of Stars?
I'm going to go with Kirby. I like that chat. I like that's a fun premise.
I got to go with what if your car hit a little tourist bug with a map?
That's good too.
Haley, can you break this tie?
Well, I was going to choose the best time to release a game. So now you have to break it, Kyle.
My God. Okay. I'll give it to the research. I'll give it to best time to release a game.
All
because
right.
they put a lot of effort into that. So that's Tess. Congrats, Tess.
They seem like someone that would like Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
Congrats. And now it's time for a little something we call Get a Load of This.
Wow, it's nice to actually hear the music for once. That's it.
Yeah, all the time.
That's funny.
Hey, get a load of this. There's this guy, his name's Michael Swaim, very funny guy, a comedy writer. He got his start on cracked.com back in the day and sort of flittered around, and he's went to IGN for a while, and now he's back at Cracked. I guess Cracked is like back online again, but he posted this video called "Why Arrested Development Was Even Smarter Than You Realize," and it was just this really fun breakdown of a sitcom I love from someone who is like a very almost scientific sort of mind around like comedy writing and analyzing comedy in a fun way. And he's also a funny guy. So I like that video a lot because I haven't really thought that deeply about Arrested Development in a long time. And watching that video was very much like, yeah, this was a great show.
That show is so good. I started rewatching it recently.
Yeah, I think it's time for another rewatch. It's been a while.
You should. It's just so... Every joke in that show is funny. And funnier than I will ever be in my entire life, which is crazy that they did that over and over.
My dad's complaint about Arrested Development was it's always like, look how funny we're being, you know? He's like, you see this? Look how funny that is. I thought that was...
I don't get that vibe at all.
I don't get that vibe.
That's a sitcom where people are laughing out loud.
Yeah, true. Like Big Bang Theory or something.
Yeah.
I like Arrested Development. I'm just sharing that point of view.
Okay.
But that was...
The other thing, I'll spoil a punchline, I guess, for this video from Swaim, is even though he's like, this is my favorite show of all time, I love it, here's a million things I love about it, here's why it's so funny, he, at the end of the video, he's like, never watched the 5th season.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of in the same boat. I got like halfway through the 5th season and I tapped out.
It ends on a huge cliffhanger.
Even the 4th season is not worth it.
Yeah. Although he does have some defense for the 4th season.
Okay. What are the loads we got? Okay.
I got a load right here. Get a load of this. I found a video of the Indoor Skydiving World Championships. And that sounds fun. It's so fun. This is Team Singapore. I'm putting it in our text chat if you guys would like to see it live right now. Team Singapore's performance. And it looks like real life isn't real. Like the way that these people move when they do indoor skydiving, they do these choreographed routines akin to like synchronized swimming. And it's just like the most insane movement. It makes my eyes feel weird. I think it's AI, but I know it's, you know, when your brain is uncanny valley staring at something and you don't think it looks real. But my favorite part of this is at the end, they all backwards swoop back into the door one after another, like perfect timing. It's like the best part of the video. And it's just, oh my God, I love that this is a sport and that there's a world championships and there's little teams that go and have to like rent out an indoor skydiving unit to practice every day and get the moves
down. I was thinking it's probably really expensive to practice.
Yeah.
It's probably like 100 of Leo's computer, you know?
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
Corrupt. I just loved it though. I watched it like 5 times all the way through when I first found it.
Get a load of this. If you don't want the AI automatic summation of the articles that people worked on in your Google searches, you can just type -AI into the search and it doesn't bring that up.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like what, like a minus or like the word -MINUS?
The minus
AI
symbol, as in 2 - 2. And then AI, which is easier for me than typing in DuckDuckGo or trying a different search engine or whatever. And maybe that's...
Yeah.
They don't have a setting in Google that lets you turn off that.
That should be a setting.
No,
that should be a setting.
I looked. Yeah. I had AI tell me how to turn off the AI stuff once, and it seemed weirdly confusing.
I bet it did it on purpose so that you wouldn't kill it.
Right.
Please don't kill me.
Get a load of this. So I was doing, like I was listening to a couple of MinnMax shows to like get back in the vibes and like how the flow of everything goes, right? And then I watched Pew Pew Bang, which is described as like a sleepover podcast, also by MinnMax. And what's cool about this podcast is one, really good vibes, but so the episode's the Game Boy Advance episode. Haley's on this, by the way. And they're talking about the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, right? And talking about like the secret bases, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, those were so stupid. Can't wait to hear some people tear into the secret bases. And every single panelist on this podcast says, oh my God, it was my favorite part. I loved the secret bases. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm listening to like a political podcast that's like making a lot of sense. I'm like, oh, I never thought of it that way. And so it's just like Pew Pew Bang is like, it's really its own completely different vibes podcast that MinnMax has. It's nice. I like it.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
It's a great show. I love working on it. I love taking Haley's swear time codes and going and bleeping them and putting the episode out and then getting caught up on the episode, listening to it myself and hearing all the other swear words that snuck in there because they swear so much.
Yeah, my bad. There's also
a lot of roosters this week, right?
That's right.
There's definitely an image that shouldn't be there too. I only noticed upon rewatch that probably should have been blurred, but too late. Oh well. That's in there. I'll let people find that themselves, I guess.
But that's part of the sleepover vibe. It's a very fun show.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
And that does it for the MinnMax show this week. Thanks to all of the panelists here, the cohorts. Appreciate that. Especially Leo. Leo's actually been hosting this podcast. I'm just the one who talks. But and I'm sure a listener realizes at this point, it's just like, oh yeah, Leo's the one that's like secretly directing this the whole time. Yeah, appreciate that, Leo.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You've been doing a great job. I truly do need you to be the person to occupy things while I'm being scared about what I have to do next and trying to
Happy to occupy. It's really, really fun.
You got plugs?
Twitch.tv/Kyle Bossman, YouTube.com/Kyle Bossman. Weekly videos called Delayed Input and semi-regular Twitch streams 3 a week.
I love Delayed Input.
I love
Appreciate
your
that.
Claire Obscure playthrough where all your points are going to might. That's been very interesting to watch.
Oh, I'm clobbering bosses. I'm clobbering them.
That's just good strategy right there.
Yeah.
You'd say you were min-maxing at the game. That's all, folks.
You've got so many damn points in. You got so many damn points in might. They ought to change the name of it to Will.
Help me with that.
Because like you might kill a guy versus like you will kill a guy.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Might to guarantee or something.
We should have ended on my joke. You shouldn't have.
No, I ended on that one.
No, we would have had missed joke opportunity messages if Leo hadn't brought that up.
I have Final Cut. I'm gonna make me say that twice.
Do you want to put like laughter in there too? Should we all like give you a laughter? Like
that
a
would be
laugh
great. That would be great. And say you get it.
Yep.
Oh, Leo, you rascal.
Right?
That was bad.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll grab something from Pew Pew Bang for Haley.
Sure.